Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Backwood Horror Show. We've got our special guest tonight. Father Mahoney's in the house with us,
What up? What up?
and
Yeah,
Cody.
it's been a minute.
Yes,
Which I hate that expression. It's been a minute because it's been more than a minute. It's been
been a
several minutes. It's been a
few
month.
minutes.
It's been
Yes,
a month.
I had to cancel the show. Part of being a dad. We had the kids' schedule flopped around, so couldn't make the last one, and of course, then we have to put it off 2 weeks until the show's lined back up. So we're gonna end our how do we call it? Our little summer camp.
Summer
Yeah,
camp
summer camp
series, I guess. Yeah.
series on
On a high
one of
note,
Cody's favorite franchises, the Sleepaway Camp.
easily my favorite slasher franchise. Uh, but we're going to break it up into two episodes because there's just too much
Yes.
to cover.
Yeah.
On this episode, we're going to cover the original Sleepaway Camp and Return to Sleepaway Camp. Which I think we're going to have some very different opinions on.
Oh, very, very. I'm not a real big Sleepaway Camp fan anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have mixed.
Why for me? Why for me?
But yeah, we're gonna split it up. So the last two episodes of Backwoods Horror are going to be camp episodes, and that will be wrapping it up for the summer.
Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, 4, and
Yep.
that will wrap up our summer series. That will wrap up our summer. And can you guys believe summer's already over? I mean, it
Oh,
seems
it's
like we
flown
just started
by.
this, and we haven't even been on the river but twice this summer,
I've made
which is
zero
crazy.
floats this year. The kids have
But
had
you
a
are
crazy
making
schedule.
you are making the fall float at the end of the month, right?
I don't know. It
Calling out
depends.
here in front of our one viewer.
I'm going to try. Oh, we got at least two. I figure the girls are watching, so. But I don't know. I'm
Man,
gonna try. I'm hoping so, but I don't know. But I'm gonna start hunting this coming weekend. I'm gonna shimmy up a tree, and we've got a little cooler weather than what we usually got. And
yeah, he may be having to do this show from a tree stand from October all the way through January.
well, I don't have
Yeah.
the vacation like I used to, so I'll still be good for Monday nights.
He'll be live from tree number 4.
Yeah. Now I can do it from a cabin in the woods though, because I do have kind of a hunting lease, and I've got full permission to use the cabin and everything out there. But I don't know if the service would be good enough to stream though, so that would be kind of neat to have it in the cabin in the background. Damn, I should have got the
And,
Starlink
and
mobile, then I
reviewing
could have
and
done it.
reviewing Cabin in the Woods while you're at it.
Ah, no, we don't want to review that piece of shit. We done flushed it on a previous episode.
Yeah.
So, Cody, you been watching anything in the month we've had off, or?
A few things. I'm trying to remember what I've watched that we didn't talk about the last episode. I watched the new Twisted Metal series. Did I talk about that before?
You hadn't watched it yet, but we talked about it.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good. I mean,
Good.
I'm I'm not a big fan of video game adaptations.
Neither am I.
But they did this one right.
Awesome.
They really did. It kept the tongue-in-cheek humor of the games. Didn't take itself too seriously. There's a lot of action, a lot of blood and gore, and
Cool.
I didn't think I'd like Anthony Mackie because I don't like him. I just haven't liked him a lot as an actor in the Marvel movies as whatever the hell he plays with the wings. But I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of most of the Marvel movies either. That's not a big slight against him. I just didn't like him in that role. But in Twisted Metal, he plays the comedy perfect,
Cool.
and he's the lead character in it, and he really he carries the show really well. And they've got the wrestler Samoa Joe playing Sweet Tooth,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not doing the voice though. Will Arnett, actor Will Arnett, who is a great voice actor, uh, he's doing the voice, and but Samoa Joe is so good. I mean, you really feel like it's him talking behind the
Really?
mask just from his body language. I mean, he's right up there with Kane Hodder for body language. I mean,
Badass.
he sells the character, and he makes him. I mean, he's still a psychopath. Don't get me wrong. He kills a lot of innocent people, but he's a likable psychopath. I mean, you're almost like
just like
the
Jason.
Rise of Leslie Vernon Behind the Mask likable villain, you
Yeah.
know. And
Cool.
it's definitely worth a watch. I mean, it's very faithful to the game in a lot of ways, but it does its own thing too with the first season. The first season is basically well, you don't even there's not even a hint of the battle tournament until the end, the final episode of the first season. Spoilers. When you find out that they're gathering up drivers for a Twisted Metal tournament.
Cool. I'm definitely gonna check it out. What's it streaming on?
Peacock. It's a Peacock
Peacock.
exclusive.
I've got to subscribe to Peacock. That's one of them I haven't done yet.
They have a lot of good stuff on there. A lot of newer movies too. Trying to think what else I've watched on there, but I mean they have a lot of new horror on there too.
Cool.
But yeah, aside from that, been watching the new Ashoka Star Wars series, and it's okay. I'm a little disappointed. I really thought from the previews that they were gonna be basically retelling the Star Wars Heir to the Empire trilogy of books. That was the first official book series that was a continuation of the Star Wars saga that came out in the early 90s by Timothy Zahn. And it was a really good trilogy. I mean, I put it right up there with the original trilogy. And I was really hoping someday we'd get to see that. But Luke Skywalker was Luke, and Han and Leia starred in it. It takes place, about like Ashoka does, like 7-8 years after Return of the Jedi. But of course, they're not. Well, the ones that are living, I mean, aren't young enough to play that part, and they're not going to do CGI the whole way and de-age them.
Yeah.
Even Disney's not going to put up that kind of money, I don't think. But anyway, I was really from the previews. I was because it had several of the characters in the previews from the book series. I recognized just from seeing them, and I thought, okay, this is cool. They're just replacing Luke Skywalker with the Ashoka character from the Clone Wars, and this, it's basically going to be the same story. But no, it turns out it's more. Which I never watched the cartoon series that took place right after the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a continuation of that. And they just it's just live action, and they tie it in with all the events like The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett and all the other series that are taking place during that time period.
Okay.
But it's still entertaining. And they have the late great Ray Stevenson plays Balin Skull. He's not a Sith and he's not a Jedi. He's kind of like he's helping the Empire, but he's not a Sith. He's like a fallen Jedi, and I didn't recognize him at first because he was in the Tudor that showed the Tudors. Sorry, about King Henry VIII during the early 2000s, and he also played in. He was the Punisher in the Punisher Warzone.
Oh yeah.
But he got old, and I just saw. I think earlier this year, he passed away of cancer. I guess shortly after filming this. But I mean, he's still a big, imposing guy in Ashoka.
Yeah. Cool.
But really great with his character. A truly underrated character actor, and very sad that he's gone. That we won't see more work from him. Even though I didn't like Punisher Warzone, I always thought anything he was in, he elevated the project.
Yeah. Yeah, Warzone was just kind of a weird. I don't know. I don't know where the hell they were going with that, but yeah, it wasn't that great.
Thomas Jane was there. They already had pre-production in the works for Punisher 2, and Thomas Jane got the call to do Stephen King's The Mist, and they didn't want to reschedule around him doing The Mist, so they decided to go with another reboot of it and do Punisher Warzone.
Yeah, they should have waited.
They should have waited.
because he made a kick-ass Punisher.
He
Well,
did.
Mahoney, you been watching anything?
I missed They Live. I'm disappointed by that. But
Oh, I
before
did too.
that,
It didn't come any place close.
I saw Talk to Me at the theater. It was pretty good. It was a different take on a possession movie. I kind of liked the originality of it, but it was one of those hit and misses. Like it had like some really good scares, and then others were like, I can see a sequel happening. So the way they ended it,
Yeah.
like overall, I would say wait till you can watch it on like a streaming service because going to the movies it was too much.
Yeah.
I just got to see The Nun 2 days ago. The Nun 2, I should say. It was about the same as the first one. Not great, not bad. Good screen, good scares. The best part of the movie was in the end credits. You know how every Conjuring universe movie has to have a good after credit. So
So what you're saying, Rob, is the best part is when it was over.
yes, because that's the good thing about the Conjuring universe movies is that after credit always gets you anticipated for that next movie, and then they let you
Yeah.
down for the next movie. So, but I would say that of the two, the Nun 2 was a little bit better than Talk to Me.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
those are those are the last two I've seen.
I gotta give the Wanaverse a chance. I watched The Conjuring, and I just thought it was okay.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of cheap jump scares, and not taking away from it because I'm just not a big ghost story or
Yeah.
possession.
Well, I think the Conjuring 2 to me I thought was better than the Conjuring.
I started it, and it just didn't hold my attention, and I watched like the first.
It does
20
take
minutes
a
of night
little
and
time to get going. It does take time to get going, but it's a different take on like the other movie. The first movie, you know, it's straight like Exorcist type movie. This one kind of the Exorcist kind of plays a game with the Warrens, where you're not sure if this is real or not, and you kind of have to watch that whole part because you're convinced one way or the other that it's real or it's not real, and that's
Yeah.
what held me. That's what held me together was like the fact that is this really like a hoax or is this like real? So
Yeah.
to me, that part was actually better than the any scares that they could give me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So in other
like
words,
I said, I need to give him a chance.
yeah, I'm saying that the story was actually better, but the scares were better in the first one. So
Yeah. I watched I can't remember the name of it now, but I just speaking all these possession movies, the one where Russell Crowe is the exorcism priest.
The Pope's Exorcist.
Yes.
That is a great one.
Actually, that was pretty damn good. I just started
Yes.
watching it. Well, one, my wife doesn't like demonic possession movies at all, and I'm like, let's turn this on while we're eating supper. And we both wound up sitting there watching the whole thing. It even got her.
Well, Trav, can
interested
you
in
blame
it.
her? As many kids as we both have. I mean, why would
True.
you want to deal with another
Another
satanic
demon.
child? Yeah.
True. But now, on a different note, Cody, on the Return to Sleepaway Camp DVD you let me borrow, there was a preview. And I was so intrigued by this movie, I could not find it streaming anywhere, so I got on Amazon and I bought it.
I don't even remember that. That's how long it's been since I've watched Return to the Sleepaway Camp.
This is a 2008 film. It's got Brian Cox and Tom Sizemore in it, and it's red.
Oh, yeah, I do remember seeing the previews to this.
It is good. It's really good. It's worth I think I gave $6 for it off Amazon. I'm a hard copy type of guy. I don't think they even have it where you can rent it off Amazon. I mean, you have to buy the DVD.
Well,
it was
Brian Cox, come on, anything he's in.
Oh, yeah.
And even Tom Sizemore. I mean, they've both done a bunch of shit movies. Tom Sizemore especially.
Yeah. I mean, and, I'm I'm a dog person, you know. I've got dogs, and this guy's got a dog that's been with him ever since he lost his wife. I think his wife gave him the dog, an old dog, and kids
Oh,
come
so
down there
you're
where he's
saying
fishing.
John Wick stole his shit?
Yeah.
Kinda. Well, no, kinda. No, not quite that much. He doesn't want to kill him. He wants the boy to learn a lesson. He's a rich, spoiled kid, you know, and they go down there to rob this guy for what he's got. Even though the one's got a silver spoon in his mouth, and he's, oh yeah, well, man, well, maybe you'll bring something worth value. You know, what's the dog's name? And he says Red, and he just blows him away with a 12 gauge right in front of him. You know, and he's, oh yeah, he's red now, isn't he? And walks away
He is.
laughing about it. And he goes to the kid's father, which is Tom Sizemore. But yeah, I don't want to give too much of it away. It's a great fucking film. I mean, really good film. I enjoyed it the whole way through. And go ahead.
Unlike Return to Sleepaway Camp.
No, I was gonna say when Travis mentioned Pope's Exorcist, it triggered the other movie I watched, Exorcist 3. I rewatched it for the first time in years,
Love it.
and I love 3. It's so underrated, and it's much
it
better.
almost still had that stigma of Exorcist 2 that followed.
Okay,
it,
which one is
Thank
3?
you.
Which one is 3? I'm drawing.
The one with George C. Scott in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I like that one.
And Brad Dourif.
Yes,
Yeah,
Brad
Brad
Dourif.
Dourif. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that
Probably-
was a good one.
And this might sound like sacrilege, but probably Brad Dourif's best role.
No, I agree. I think I agree with that.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, he had that one nailed.
Don't get me wrong, I love Chucky, but as far as
voiceover.
live action,
Yeah.
Brad Dourif, on screen,
Mm-hmm.
that's his best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That 1 second hallway scene still haunts me, though. You know the scene I'm talking about when she's like the nurse is walking up and down the hallway, and then she takes the right, and right behind her comes that like the demonic figure for 1 second. Oh
Yeah.
my god! I totally forgot about that scene. I fucking jumped.
Yep.
Yeah,
Then
great stuff. Great stuff.
I caught the Batman, the newest Batman film too.
Okay,
The Batman.
I'm very interested. I know you're a huge Batman fan like me. I'm very interested in your opinion because I think we've talked about it. I think I told you how I felt about the movie.
Nope, we haven't talked about it yet.
Okay, you go ahead because
It
okay.
was a cheap Batman.
Thank you.
I did not
Thank
like the mask at all. It looks like something my kids would make. You know, if a 12 to 14-year-old made it, the mask didn't match the suit. I didn't like the mask at all. The film, he couldn't fight in this one. Catwoman fought better than him. And that's
Thank
supposed
you.
to be one of Batman's great things. He's great, and he's fucking bulletproof. He turned into Superman. He can just walk through anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It wasn't realistic at all. I know Batman's not realistic, but it wasn't realistic like the other ones we got with Christian Bale. Like, you get hit with a 12 gauge, you just don't throw up your arm and keep walking toward them. It knocks you the fuck down. I don't give a shit what kind of body armor you're wearing.
Yeah, you're gonna up close. It doesn't matter if it's birdshot, buckshot.
it doesn't
Up
matter.
close, you're gonna break. It's gonna pulverize your rib cage. You're gonna
And you
be.
notice how his suit never even got scuffed? What, did he kill Wolverine and have the suit made out of his bones or what? I mean, it didn't scuff, didn't do anything. Like, he's taking
I'm sorry,
multiple
the
shots.
movie, it's like almost 3 hours long, right?
Yeah.
I just got so bored with it.
I did too.
And everybody's always praising, oh, they made Batman a detective again. I'm like, they made him a boring fucking detective. I have no problem with mystery movies, detective movies, but it just
He was more.
kept
Christian
dragging
Bale was
on.
more of a detective than this guy was. He was.
Yeah.
It sucked. It just, I wasn't impressed. The new Batmobile, I did kind of like the look and theme of it, but it didn't make any sense. Here it's
It was
got a
almost
jet
kind
in.
of like a throwback to the 60s Batman.
Well, it wasn't, not just that, it had a jet engine, but it had an old school big block fucking sound to it when he drove it. And I'm like, this doesn't fucking match. This makes no sense. And how perfect was it when all the fucking 18-wheelers were blowing up in front of him? There just happened to be a car hauler running down the road with this fucking ramp down on the ground that he could jump over everything. Yeah, and really, the new Batmobile was a fucking pooch. That guy was in a 4-door family sedan, and he was barely keeping up with it.
Keeping up with him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
the Penguin might have had it souped up. He's a gangster.
And the Penguin. Why is this guy called the fucking Penguin?
They were trying to make it more realistic.
What? Well, they fucked up all the way around with that.
You know who that was, right? You know what actor that was, right?
It looks familiar, but no, I didn't.
No, it didn't look familiar. That was the thing. It was Colin Farrell.
Oh, no shit. Wow.
Yeah.
And he's getting his own spin-off series, Penguin series, on HBO Max.
Well, hopefully they explain why he's the fucking Penguin, because...
Yeah, like the most boring character in the movie, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and really didn't have... It could have been any bad guy play that role. Why did you waste the Penguin? Totally. Why did you waste the Penguin on that role?
Yeah, and I loved Colin Farrell. I thought he was great, and even in Daredevil as Bullseye.
Oh, yeah, his Bullseye, yeah. Yeah, I was not very... I was like, this is probably the worst Batman I've seen since the one Val Kilmer played in.
Batman Forever? I don't hate Batman Forever. It's not as near as bad as the other Joel Schumacher Batman and Robin.
No, I hate that.
With George Clooney. Although I can't take away from George Clooney. He did what he could.
No, he did fine. The movie sucked.
I
don't. My deal with Batman Forever is I don't like the cartoony Batman on a movie screen.
Well, and they take it. Yeah, they just take it up. They crank it up to 11 for Batman and Robin.
They do.
But that being said, as long as we're on the subject of Batman, the other movie that I saw that I don't know how I forgot to mention, and I'm pretty sure you probably haven't saw it, was The Flash. The return of Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to, but I haven't caught it yet.
Okay, number 1, not a good movie. Number 2, if you are a fan of Michael Keaton as Batman, definitely watch it. He makes the movie. He is everything good about the movie, and he's in probably 2/3 of the movie.
Yeah, so that's what I hear from everybody. The movie sucked, but when Michael Keaton's on screen, it's great.
It's like he never stepped out of the role. Yeah. And they do more now that they have the technological advances, the CGI and everything. He's not just a stiff-necked guy. Yeah.
He's not in a 2-inch rubber suit.
Yeah.
That's all the old Batman suit was.
He still looks almost the same, but he kicks fucking ass in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome. And speaking of George Clooney, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but he has a cameo in the movie as well.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely got to catch it. Then I went even a little older. I caught an old Christopher Lambert film, Day of Wrath. It's an old.
Seen that, I think.
It's the one where it takes place during what the hell did they call that when they were persecuting all the Jews? The Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, it takes place during it. No. The Spanish Inquisition. No, this was back in, when was it? 1700, somewhere in there. The Spanish Inquisition, where they were killing all the Jews. Back in the medieval days. You like the sword fighting and stuff, and he's a sheriff trying to figure out what's going on and all that, because there's some murders going on and they're getting letters carved in their chest. It's worth watching. It was pretty good. But I didn't realize how many movies this man has been in, because I couldn't remember the name of this movie.
He rivals Bruce Campbell for B-movies.
And I was wanting to write down the name of this, and I couldn't remember the name of the movie, so I just Googled Christopher Lambert movies, and holy shit, he's been in a fuck ton of movies. I didn't realize how many he'd been in.
Speaking of which, did you hear that the ball is rolling now on the Highlander reboot with Henry Cavill?
Yes, I did.
But they're saying it's not going to be a straight reboot. It's surprise, surprise, in this day and age, it's going to be more of a requel, a continuation of the story.
Hopefully they don't fuck it up.
I like that better than a remake, than them doing a straight up remake of it. If they want to bring Christopher Lambert in and this for at least a cameo and de-age him, I'm cool with that.
Oh, that'd be badass.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, and then...
But as a huge Highlander fan, I just want to see some new material from it.
Yeah.
Here we are, Boggs is the king.
They've got to keep that part in it. They got to.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I caught one more that I was not in a hurry to catch, but it was playing on Prime for free. Well, not for free, but if you're a Prime member, you know what I mean. I know we've got to get started on the show because we're damn near 30 minutes into it. I watched Halloween Ends.
Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well,
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Got mixed emotions about it.
Mixed?
If it was not a Halloween movie, it wouldn't be a bad film. But
if it didn't have Michael Myers in it, it was not a Halloween movie. Okay, I'll give you that. Which it
if
took.
If it was a different boogeyman, but the one I was watching it, he never reminded me of Michael Myers. Never.
He was a weak.
He was
bitch.
so well. Not just that, he was so out of fucking character.
Yeah,
so out of character.
From Halloween Kills, he goes from being the fucking Terminator.
Yeah. Well, and
a weak old
then he
man.
goes to being the Hobbit under the fucking bridge. That only grabs you if you get close to his porthole. And I'm like, no.
5 or 6 years later after Halloween Kills, Halloween Kills, and you're telling me in the 6 years he suddenly went from being super strong, superhuman, Michael Myers, to be, like you said, the old Hobbit that lives under the bridge.
Think about it.
The most violent serial killer in the history of the world is still living under a bridge in the same town where he committed all the murders. And they haven't found him?
Yeah.
I mean, he's old as fuck now, though, if you think about it.
He was old in Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. He was already like 67 in that.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. That's the essence of Michael Myers. It's not his physical body that keeps him going. There's something else about it. He'd been killed a long time ago. And I really thought, when the fucktard falls down in the, whatever you call it, the storm drain, and he grabs him by the throat, and he looks into his eyes, and he looks into his eyes, and then all of a sudden he lets him go, and then he starts changing. I'm like, motherfucker, they're doing a Jason Goes to Hell thing right here. I was really thinking that he was going to transition out of Michael Myers'
I would throw this out there right now and fight me on it. Jason Goes to Hell is a much better film than this, and I'm not a fan of Jason Goes to Hell.
I would rather watch Jason Goes to Hell than this, and I'm not a fan of Jason Goes to Hell.
I'm a fan of Jason Goes to Hell. So.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of Jason Goes to Hell. So no argument there.
And I love the director. We interviewed him here a couple years ago, Adam Marcus. Super nice guy. And I totally understand after talking to him what he was trying to do with the film, and I enjoy it. I mean, maybe not for the reasons he wanted us to enjoy it, but I can pop it in and still have a good time with it.
Yeah,
and it delivers on the gore. I will say that.
In the beginning on Halloween Ends, I really had high hope for this because the guy's babysitting this kid. I'm expecting Michael Myers to come out of here, like everybody was. But no, they changed it up where the kid locks him in the fucking attic, and it's a 4-story house. Yeah, and he kicked, you little bastard, I'm going to kill you as soon as the parents walk in, He's freaking out. He's locked in the attic after they've been watching all this shit. And he kicks the door, and the little shit's standing right by the door, and it pole vaults him over the rail, and it falls right in front of him. And he just doesn't hit the ground and go splat. He hits the ground and bounces and then goes splat, and blood goes everywhere. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming.
This is a good opening.
But
let me ask you guys a question. What did you think of the Corey character? Just not the movie, just the character.
Garbage
If
throwaway character.
well,
Okay.
for the Michael Myers film, yes, but if it was a standalone film, not a Halloween film,
Yeah.
I could get into that character. You know, the kid that's had the shit kicked out of him his whole life. He's something bad happened. Didn't it wasn't his fault, but the whole town looks down on him. He can't move away. All that, and all of a sudden he just snaps and he gets a fuck you attitude and he starts going on a killing spree. Um, yes, it's been done to death, but the
Mm-hmm.
kid didn't act bad in it. But the biggest thing was Michael
No,
Myers
the
wasn't
actor
worth a
did just
shit.
fine.
Yeah,
And he's
just the
not in the movie.
story and the plot.
And people are going to say, "Oh, well, it's not. They did something different with it." I'm like, I'm glad that David Gordon Green
Why?
wanted to do something different. But it's
No,
last.
it's Halloween ends. Why do something completely different on the other fucking spectrum of the films when it's the last one and they've all been in a row up to here?
Thank you.
Why?
I
Why?
think for the biggest part, I think he wanted to troll everybody. I think that Halloween Ends is a troll, plain and simple.
Yeah.
I think maybe David Gordon Green and Danny McBride, when they got approached to do these films, I'm going to say they probably weren't even fans at all.
You know what
And
though?
they're
I
like,
think it's Jamie. I think it's Jamie Lee Curtis's fault too because she even promoted this and said it's going to be completely different. So she knew.
Well, she just kind of does what they tell her to say, though, too, to
Yeah.
promote the film.
she does whatever makes her
Yeah.
money at this point.
Yes.
She doesn't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Well,
She
I can't
didn't give a
blame her for
shit
that.
about. She didn't give a
No.
shit about the horror genre after she broke out of it in the early '80s. She wanted nothing to
No.
do with the horror genre. And then when
Yeah.
her career started fading in the late '90s, boom, Halloween H2O. And that
Oh,
gave
yeah.
her a little resurgence of her career. She did Freaky Friday and several other films, True
Oh, yeah, you
Lies, and
remember?
then
Well, she had the
Yep.
big resurgence in True Lies because she got fit as fuck again in it. And
Yeah.
then she was, yeah. And then it started going back downhill again.
and then she did H2O, and
Mhm.
her career did well for several years, and then oh wow, she's not doing nothing for a while besides Activa commercials, and then lo and behold, hey, we got another Halloween movie with Jamie Lee Curtis.
I
Yep.
think she should have took over the role as the Phillips Milk of Magnesia woman. I think she'd done a good job on that.
Sure.
But
And I don't mean to sound so negative. I know that just whenever
But
you say the two words Halloween Ends,
I'm about to say you can't help it when you've seen this. Okay, for anybody watching this, and I hope thousands of people are watching this right now for this statement, if you're going to watch Halloween Ends, as soon as the little shit kicker falls off the fucking railing and busts his melon open in front of his in front of his parents, turn it off because you've seen the best parts of the film right there.
Is Halloween Ends at 10 PBR? Like, do you need 10 PBR to watch
man.
it?
I need a case. I need a
Yeah.
suitcase. That's a PBR. The biggest case you can get a beer here is a 24 pack.
I'm
And
going
they
to
call
need
it a
something
suitcase.
harder. Yeah,
I
I'm
need
going
at
to need
least
something harder
I need at least a
than beer to
suitcase.
drink that or to watch that movie again.
Yeah. And it's gonna put me in a bad mood. I don't even want to watch it. I'm like, why the fuck would you do this?
Talking about it has put me in a bad mood.
Me too. Damn, this is the wrong
Well, I
thing
feel
to do.
bad because it's recently for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I've been able to block out
Yeah.
most of it.
Yeah, I watched this like,
Hey, I saw it at the theater, so feel bad for me.
oh damn.
Yeah. The cinematography. We'll say something. The cinematography is pretty good in it. It's a pretty film.
Some of it is, yes. But
It's shot well.
am I not wrong? Every time Michael Myers comes into frame, the cinematography goes to shit. It's like
No, you're not wrong.
straight on every time. There's no angles, no good shots, nothing. It's just every time it just goes to shit. Like you can see everything looks good, and then when Michael Myers comes into frame, you can't see shit.
Well, that's because he's not on screen long enough for you to see it.
Maybe that's it. Okay, well then never mind the cinematography shit then too.
Unlike the movie The Flash, where you get to see Michael Keaton for damn near the whole movie doing his best Batman.
Yeah, because I did remember you talking about it. Be like, Michael Myers is only in it for like 2 minutes, and I was sitting here watching this, and then he grabs the kid and chokes him,
You're like,
and then
no way. He's exaggerating. He's in it for
then
more
you
than
can
2
see
minutes, right?
then you can see the kid's eyes, after he gets out of there, and it changes the kid, and I'm like, them motherfuckers have already done a Jason Goes to Hell thing here. That's it. Michael Myers was on frame for less than 2 minutes. That's it. Shit. Now, I did kind of like the spot where the old man comes up there when he goes back and he's peeking in the drain, and the old man that lives under the bridge with Michael. And that's another thing. Why the fuck hasn't Michael killed him? He wouldn't have let him live there. But anyway,
I guess in the book, because they did a novelization of Halloween Ends. In the book, the old man supposedly brings Michael victims.
But that's nice. I need some more kindling for when I start burning fires. If they made a book of this too, but I did like that when the old man comes up behind him. Have you seen him? Have you seen him or whatever? And he's like, I'm Michael Myers, and the old bastard tries to stab him with the knife. I did like that part, but it would have been better if he would have just snuck up behind the kid and cut his throat. And then
in the book, supposedly Michael could. He'd been doing this apparently ever since he was a child in Smith's Grove, being able to convey his essence into other people.
What?
Exactly.
No.
Well, I mean, that explains Halloween 4, though, with Jamie.
Well, not really, because that was just a psychic link between cousins, and that's because Jamie was the psychic. But Michael could pick up on it, but nobody else.
But they were trying to say, well, you can do that with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motherfucker. They might as well make him into like. So what the fuck is he eating on the whole time? The missing people? At least in Rob Zombie's Halloween, it showed him killing dogs and eating dogs and shit.
Yeah. Which Danny McBride co-wrote this. Kenny fucking Powers. But it seems more like Kenny Powers wrote it than Danny McBride.
This makes a lot of fucking sense. I never realized that.
He wrote it as Kenny Powers.
Nope. Way too much fucking cocaine when he sat down and wrote this. Way too fucking much cocaine. Now it makes sense.
Both him and David Gordon Green.
I still don't like it. But it makes, and it had to be cheap cocaine too.
Maybe you just have to be coked out of your mind when you watch it, and then it'll all make sense.
I can't afford that yet. I'm working on it, but
well, you know how you guys are doing the summer series, the summer camp series, and then we have like movies like Friday the 13th, and we have Christmas movies. Well, when I went to see The Nun 2, I saw a new horror coming out called Thanksgiving.
Yes, I've been seeing previews of that.
Yeah.
Yes, finally, we're getting the Thanksgiving horror movie, not Thanksgiving.
The fake trailer from the Grindhouse films from 2007.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was about to say that's what it's based off of, isn't it?
Yes. Yep. Eli Roth did the fake trailer for Grindhouse. So, I mean, and who do we have left? The Rob Zombie didn't the She-Wolves of the USSR. Wasn't that the one?
Yes, and I really want to see that too.
Yeah, so step up, Rob Zombie.
It was She-Wolves of the SS.
She-Wolves of the SS. Thank you.
And here's the trailer.
I want to see that, and I don't give a shit if he even put Sherry Moon Zombie in there in a role either.
Yeah, which Eli Roth is doing. He did Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Y'all want to watch the trailer?
Yeah,
go for it. All
right.
Is this for Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good trailer.
Thanksgiving is a time for appreciation. It's a time to remember our many blessings, to celebrate with the ones that we love the most, and it's time for all families to be together.
Ooh.
Let's eat.
I think I'm gonna like that.
I like the original trailer. I think they should have just kept the original trailer.
You know, that was neat. You know, where he stuck the woman in the water and then threw her up against the stainless
Against
steel
the freezer.
freezer.
I like that. Yeah.
The only thing that would have made that better
Classy.
if he would have ripped her shirt and jacket off, where she would have been more bare skinned to touch it.
Oh, if we had stuck her boobs to it,
Yeah.
and they.
No, just stuck her up and then grab her and rip her off, and then her nipples stay on there. That would have been awesome.
Yes, yes.
Oh well. I guess we
And
should
then Robert
get to,
Englund pops up and as Freddy and says, "Is it cold in here, or is it just me?"
No, they could come up with one better than that. One, well, not better, but cornier than that. It'd have to be Freddy-ized, I guess you'd say.
Speaking
All
of
right,
Freddy, I watched Dylan's New Nightmare, the new short film with Michael Hughes, the kid who played Dylan in Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and also
Oh, really?
played Gage in Pet Sematary. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
30 minutes long. It's a decent watch. The guy they got
Watch
playing
that.
Freddy, the makeup's good, and the guy who got playing Freddy, he does a good job. And I mean, it's worth a watch. It's kind of long. I would have cut it down. It's kind of long for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's well made.
I'll have to watch that. I didn't know anything like that was happening. How old is that little shit getting now, Dylan?
I think
He's got to be in his 30s, doesn't he?
At least.
shit, I'm watching on my phone. I can't
Yeah,
pull it up.
that's my problem too.
He's got to be in his late 30s. He's probably a little younger than us.
Well, dude, I'm 40.
Well, he was four. He was poor in Pet Cemetery.
In 1987.
Yes.
4. Okay.
So that would have been, yeah. That
Oh,
would have been born in
he's
1983.
about
So,
yeah,
so
he's
like
about 40 or
38,
41.
39.
No, he's about 40.
Well,
Yeah,
you're 40.
yeah.
You were born in 82.
Yeah, 82.
If he was
So
born in 83, that would make him
yeah, if he was 4, so
Yeah.
yeah, he'll be about my age.
82.
Okay, cool.
The little
Damn, that's
dude,
the
he
film I
never
grew
grew
up-
much taller. He never grew much
Oh,
taller
really?
either. He
Oh.
looks like he's like 5 foot
Well-
tall, but he's buff. He's fucking ripped.
Well, you know what caused that, don't you? Because they buried him up there in Pet Cemetery, and then they went to lunch and they left him in the dirt too long, and they brought him out, and it stunted his growth.
Yeah,
I
they'll
figured.
do it
Yep.
every time.
All right. Well, shall we get to our feature presentation?
Sure.
Yes, after this quick break. But you guys go ahead and keep talking.
All right, I'll start on the. So we are going to be covering Sleepaway Camp 1982. Had a budget of $350 million, and it did a whopping gross of $11 million. It didn't do well at the box office. It has done better now in later years than it did in the box office. It has a cult following now.
Yeah.
And it is starring our favorite mangled dick expert, Felissa Rose, and Jonathan Tiersten, isn't it?
Yep. Kirsten. Yep.
Yep.
I have his autograph too.
Cool. This is like the only thing he's ever been in, isn't it? I don't ever remember seeing him in anything else.
He's done a couple of indie films lately, but yeah, for the most part, like the mainstream horror, yeah, this was the only thing he really ever did.
Yeah. And we start off at kids are sailboating with their dad. And then
Sleepaway Camp.
it fastly turns into a fucked up childhood memory.
Yeah.
I forgot they flipped the sailboat over, didn't they?
And then the
Yeah, the
teenagers,
kids did.
they're trying.
Yeah.
The one dude's trying to impress his girlfriend in the speedboat, so he lets her drive. And Trav, that just goes back to childhood memories for me. All the times we were out back roading out in the woods on trails, and Trav says he's got a little cute honey with him. He's trying to mac on. He says, "You want to drive, honey? This is a bad idea. Don't let her drive. Do not let her drive."
That don't happen with a few.
We walked back a few times from because of that, and I haven't forgotten. Fucker.
That still worked out though for me.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, and old Red was still in one piece. Still is too. But yeah. So yeah,
Well,
the fucker's that girl keeps messing with him, keeps messing with him. He no, I can't let you, and finally lets her, and pretty much run over all three of the damn kids, and then kills the dad and one of the kids.
2 kids.
No, it kills one of the kids.
Well, you said all 3 of the kids, and I was like,
Oh, did I
miss a
say
kid?
three? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, the gay dad, I mean the dad, he acted like a kid too. So,
Did you catch
but
that the first time you watched that? Because I didn't. The guy, I had no.
yeah,
I
I
thought it was
did.
just some guy standing on the bank that said when he said,
Yeah,
"John."
John.
No, the way
I'm
they
like,
acted when they saw each other, I was like, what the hell? So this is too old of a. It'd been so long since I saw this. I didn't remember the very beginning of this at all, dude. It'd been that long since I'd watched Sleepaway Camp. Uh, but yeah, I picked up on it. I'm like, what the hell? That's kind of off for that time. I'm like, maybe these were just really gay actors. But yeah, and then we get to meet Aunt fucking Martha.
The
Oh my
greatest
gosh.
character in the history of movie making.
Desiree Gould.
Desiree Gold. Rest in peace, by the way. Rest in peace.
Yeah, we recently lost her. Well, I say
Oh yeah.
recently. It was this year or last year we lost her.
I can't stand Aunt Martha. The acting
She's so
is
over the top.
so
Well,
over the fucking top. I'm like, oh my god.
well,
Don't get
Have
me
it's
you
wrong,
got-
she
supposed to
done it
be.
great
That's
if
how
that's
you're
what they
supposed
wanted
to
her to do, but I'm like, oh, just makes my skin cringe.
Have you guys? You guys watched Tales of Poe?
Mm-mm.
Maybe I
It's a
can't
high
remember.
budget indie film. It's all like short stories of Edgar Allan Poe. Desiree Gould makes an appearance as kind of she's like a Nurse Cratchit kind of character, and she actually has the same exact Aunt Martha voice in it.
Oh, okay, nope, I ain't gonna
And,
see it.
and this was only about 2015. Yeah,
Yeah.
2015.
Matter of fact, I got another beer since we're talking about her. Yeah, I was like, God, I
Oh,
was
come on.
watching
She
this
plays it
film.
over the top, and it's she's very convincing as a nut job.
She is.
Yeah, I freaking put her in a
That's what they. I mean,
straitjacket.
that's what they were. Spencer Pulitzer said that's what they were going for. They wanted
I
the
mean,
like
I know. I mean,
crazy.
now don't get me wrong. I'm sitting here running her down, but it's that's what the character's supposed to do. It's supposed to get under your skin, and it works.
yeah,
Is what I'm
and
what I'm
she
trying
does
to
it well.
say. Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah. And then she gets the bright idea to send the kids off to summer camp.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you got to look at it too for the time frame. They're trying to portray somebody. They're trying to portray somebody that would force a child to dress up as the opposite gender and pretend to be the
Yeah.
opposite gender. They're trying to portray them as a complete nut job, horrible human being.
Yeah.
And as opposed to the world we live in today, where it's perfectly acceptable to
Try
force
to
your kids to get
transition a kid.
to get hormone blockers and have
Mm-hmm.
sex changes and all that bullshit. But in this, they portray it correctly. She's a fucking nut job, and
Oh yeah.
she
Well,
in her short time on screen, you can tell that.
now is it in the special features or is it in the end of the movie or at the end credits where it shows when she first meets Angela and or not Angela? What was her brother's name? I can't
He-
remember. And he
Uh,
goes, "Oh, well, you're a little boy. This won't do. This won't do at all.
Well,
No."
Angela's real name is Peter.
yeah,
Peter's
it's right before the
Yeah,
big
Peter.
reveal at the ending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's like, ugh. Yeah, I forgot about that part of Aunt Martha in this, but I think I mentally blocked her out to tell you the truth.
And I don't want to get too political on this because these movies are just fun. Well, especially the parts 2 and 3, but definitely not Return to Sleepaway Camp. But
Oof.
this movie during the early 2000s, and I guess to this date has been like championed by the LGBTQ community, and I don't understand why. Because the only transgender person in the movie is a psychotic killer, you know.
Yeah, I don't.
And
Yeah, well,
her parental figure is obviously a nut job
well,
Yeah,
too,
but
and
here's the
caused her to
thing:
become that.
Peter didn't have a choice, though. Peter is
No.
it didn't just say one day, "Hey, I'm going to be Angela now."
No.
Yeah,
He was
it's a
raised. He
tragedy.
was raised.
Yeah,
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 he was
but
raised
see,
as
here's the
Angela.
thing: you're talking about the people that are praising this film are also people that I don't give a shit what you say are not right in the fucking head. I'm sorry. If you just wake
No,
up one day and look down and say, I think I'm gonna go cut my dick off today, or I'm gonna cut my tits off today. Granted, we live in America, and I don't give a shit what you do. Don't
yeah.
push it on
You
my
want to?
kids
Good
though.
for you. Yeah,
Leave
exactly.
my fucking kids alone, and we're fine. But I'm sorry, you're still something fucking wrong with you. You have issues. And yep, and we're probably down to one viewer by now, or we're fixing to even get kicked off Rumble. But I really don't give a shit because it's fucking America, and I can post my
I don't
opinion if
think
I want
Rumble
to.
cares. It's YouTube. We can get kicked off of.
Oh yeah, I don't think we'll get kicked off X either, but that actually might make us more popular on X. To tell you the truth, we'd be getting some bashed, but bad
But
publicity is still publicity. But
yeah, that being said, uh, I'm not bashing the LGBTQ alphabet people, but I'm bad. What I am bashing is the people that force their
yes,
will, gender
on
transitioning
children,
will on children. That I
leave.
am 110%
Yeah, no
against, and I
shit.
will not change my opinion on that.
Yeah, it's like, when I was a little bitty, I wanted to be a pirate, but thank God they didn't take me to the doctor and have one of my eyes gouged out and my fucking foot cut off and have a peg leg. I mean, come on, folks. They're kids, leave them alone. So
Yeah,
then,
and that's all we'll say about that.
yep.
Yeah.
And then we go to the next part where they're getting off the school bus and you got the sicko cook, which
And it
is
looks like
now,
the school bus from A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 at the beginning. That's what I love about it.
yeah, I didn't even notice
Freddy's
that.
pulling up, dropping the kids off.
Yeah. They should have had a guy in a damn sweater like Freddie wears dropping them off driving the
Yeah.
bus. That
Well,
would have
that's the
been
thing. It
great.
was 83. This is pre-Freddy.
Oh, you're right. Shit.
The original Nightmare on Elm Street was 84.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And then you got
and
the sicko
go ahead.
cook sitting there. Oh,
Oh,
look at
Arnie
all
the cook.
them baldies. Oh, that's what we call them,
He's like this.
baldies.
He's like,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
And the
and I'm like,
assistant cook. Trav, do you know who the assistant cook was? The old
man, he
black
looks
feller.
so familiar, but I can't place him.
Well, he's not. He was a character actor for years, but never a big star or anything.
Yeah.
But that's Robert Earl Jones, James Earl Jones' father.
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And this, I
All right.
believe, was his last film before he passed.
Yeah, I think he died a couple years after.
Also, Mel, the camp owner.
Yeah. Uh-oh, we lost you, Cody.
Cody,
He's
come
in
back.
deep thought.
I think
But
he
yeah,
was
that-
about to say that Mel. I believe the character that played Mel, the actor that played Mel, had died a couple years after too.
Yeah, Mel died. Mel died the year it came out. He died in '83.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
damn.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that sucks. I mean, fortunately, we've still got a lot of the cast around. The great Phyllis Rose and
Mhm.
Jonathan Tiersten and
Paul D'Angelo's still around.
yeah, Paul D'Angelo still. He still looks pretty good too. I saw Phyllis had posted on her Instagram some pictures of a convention they'd done here a week or two ago, and the guy's looking pretty good. He's not buff no more, but hell, he's
Damn.
probably in his 80s now.
About to say he's got to be in his 80s.
Gotta
Gotta
be.
be. Because, in this one, he was probably what? In 82, he was probably at least 25, 26,
I was going to
28.
say in his probably early to mid 30s, probably.
Might been, yeah. But
I know a lot of them still do the convention scene too.
yeah,
Yeah, well, a lot of them that pretty well they got. Fortunately, Felissa has been able to garner enough popularity through the resurgence of Sleepaway Camp that I mean she's been working steady ever since it had its resurgence in the
Yeah.
late
As,
'90s, early 2000s.
as of
Yeah.
6 months ago, Felicia Rose's IMDb credits had listed 14 movies she was working on for the end of this year.
awesome.
Yeah,
So
and that's great.
Good deal.
Couldn't happen to a nicer person.
Oh yeah,
I agree. It's super
Love her
sweet.
on the last drive-in with Go Bob too.
Yes,
she
the mangled
is
dick
the
expert.
resident mangled dick expert. Yeah.
That's how I introduced her on this when we first met up.
Yeah.
When you were out taking the tinkle break.
But yeah, she's great. God, this movie, I mean, it's truly a time capsule. I mean, you think about those so many '80s slashers just give you that '80s feel, and this one is right at the top of the list for me. And how many '80s slashers movies that took place at a camp? Do you really get the whole camp feeling from actually kids at camp? And on top of that, they also used real kids. They didn't have guys and girls in their 20s playing 20s and 30s playing camp. They actually hired real kids for this movie, and I think that makes it much more authentic. I mean, you really get that camp feeling from it, and it's very campy too.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. Yeah, so
But,
then we get to transcend and do the first kill of the movie. You know, Angela's not eating. She's very quiet, doesn't talk, doesn't get along with her bunkmates at all. There's like one of them that kind of tries to take her under her wing, but then there's got the mega bitch in there. The one that's supposed to be real pretty. I just don't see it, though.
Judy.
Yes, Judy. I call her mega bitch.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, did a great role in her, you know, the acting in her role. Anyway, she won't eat, and they're making a big deal about it, and the counselor, the muscle counselor, comes up and takes, well, let's take you back to the kitchen, hon. Let's find something that you will eat, you know, kind of coddling her. And then something happens, and he leaves her with the fucking pedo cook.
Can I do the impression of the cook?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, please, Father, give us your best Artie. Yeah.
All right. Well, hello, Angela.
Rob, that was very creepy. You did a good job on that.
Almost too good.
I'm not even named Angela, and I got uncomfortable. What the hell? But yeah,
well, you have long hair, so you know.
He's like, boy, I've got something special for you, and he starts to pull out his damn cock, and then her little brother runs in. And that's not really a brother, little cousin, but they're raised like brother and sister. But anyway, he runs in. What are you doing? Well, you better not tell anybody about this. You better not, you know. And then
how does this guy have a job? I understand it's the '80s, but how does this guy have a job?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? They would have fucking shot him back then. Now he could get by with it.
I made an observation the last time I watched this. You know how they run out and then Mel's like, what's that all about? He goes, oh, something probably scared them. Didn't you notice that the chef is still putting his belt back on?
Yeah, he's still left his pants, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess something scared him. Yeah.
Yeah, something scared him, all right?
They're like, we've seen his dick, it's tiny, it wasn't him.
Seriously, though, if they had a cook like that at a camp back then, they would have found him floating in the lake the next day. That shit was not tolerated at all back then. It would be more tolerated nowadays, as bad as I hate to say it. And, of course, you know, that's going to be the first victim. I kind of
And what a first victim.
Yes.
I don't know. I thought this kill was freaking corny as hell.
But the aftermath. Come on.
Aftermath is good. I mean,
but
yeah, but
here's the thing: is I think they
great
purposely did. I think they purposely did this kill because he's a pervert. So what's a pervert do all the time? He's watching, right? He's watching girls. He's watching. I think they purposely did this because his eyes got burnt.
Well, his whole body.
Everything.
It was
everything did.
it was a poetic kill.
Yeah.
Poetic
Yeah,
justice.
But it took forever for it to happen. For some reason, I can't even remember why he gets up on the little stool over the. Oh yeah, to check the water
For
to
the
see if it's
corn.
boiling yet.
Check the corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, little fun fact.
God.
They had to have that ginormous pot. They had to have it custom made for
I was
this
about
film.
to say, I have never seen a pot that damn big. And why would you use a pot that big to cook it?
And what?
on top of
And
the
you
stove?
got
Yeah.
you got like a 40-quart can cooker. I've seen it. That's a big fucking pot.
Yeah. Yeah. I can feed 20 people with that,
Yeah.
But yeah, this I didn't like the kill. I'm sorry. It's
Oh,
kind of
come
neat to
on.
boil in water, but I would have found a better way to do it. And it took forever. He's like up on the little stool. They just grabbed his belt buckle, didn't they? Yeah, his belt loop or something, wasn't it? I can't remember.
No, she just had a hold
Grab
of
the chair.
the chair and kept moving it back, shaking it, moving it back further. And
And he had
he's
a
trying to
shelf.
hold on.
All he had to
Yeah.
do was push back. It could have been executed much better. I didn't like the kill.
They were going for suspense, I think. If
liked
they did
the
too
after
quickly,
effect, but
yeah.
I like the after effect, but yeah, it was just a little too corny. And then after that, the camp counselor tries to hide it. He tells the black guy, let's just keep this in between. We don't. What was
How
it?
do you
We don't
feel
remove camp
about being
morale.
the head cook? Head cook.
That's
that
right.
motherfucker's burnt the fucking crisp. I think I want to be the head cook.
For $50
well, I
more a
don't know.
week too. Remember that for $50 more a week.
He didn't like the cook though. That black guy did not like that cook.
Well, of course not. He was a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he liked what happened to him, but
I love the doctor too. Whenever when Mel's asking him what happened or how he's doing, he's like, "Well, he's burnt pretty bad."
yeah, because he wasn't dead whenever they hauled him off.
Oh no, he's still screaming at the top of his lungs, which as
Sitting
one
there
would be.
suffering. Oh yeah, or passed out.
Yeah, pretty gruesome, and probably the best kill of the film. But
I disagree with that one.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's the best one.
I
right.
love the kill. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's second best.
all right, let's move on to the next one. Then we'll get this all sorted out.
Oh, Bully Billy.
So Angela's still getting bullied by the girls
Mhm.
and some of the boys even.
And the first poor boy that bullies her is poor old Bully Billy.
Hey, Baba Rebob.
And all he did,
Bob, Rebob.
but all he really did though was hit her with a damn water balloon, wasn't it?
Yeah, which really pissed her like when they dump her in the water because, and a lot of people didn't get it. She was so
Water. Uh-oh. Cody needs to get
Yeah,
Starlink.
but he also remember he tried to get her to go to a lake with them, and then she's like, "Why?" He's like, "Why are you so fucked up, Angela?" Like,
Yeah.
so he was kind of like embarrassing her on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a dick. Yeah, but now that would be a rough death, I drop a bomb, and then they're all going out, so he's the last one in their camp. And goes into the shitter, and then somebody comes in behind him and shoves something, I don't know, a stick or something through the door where he can't open it. Then he's sitting on the shitter. You guys better quit that. I don't know what you're doing out there, but when I get done, I'm going to kick your ass. And then
Yeah,
a knife comes
definitely
through.
the corniest kill of the movie.
Oh, yeah. The knife comes through the screen, and he's looking up, seeing this knife come through the screen, and that doesn't concern him. You guys better quit messing around. I'm like, dude, there's like a freaking army knife coming through the screen above your head, and you're not worried. And then, but think about it though, that would be rough if it was a freaking
Did-
hornet's nest somebody dropped in
Did you
there.
notice? Did
And
you
you're
notice
trying to
whose
take
knife?
a monster ass shit.
Yeah.
Did you notice whose knife that was? By the way,
Do what?
It was
That was-
Ricky's, wasn't it?
no, it was the kid that tried to pull the knife on Ricky. Remember the outfielder who was playing his Game Boy, and he caught the ball, and then the kids used to play pranks on him with him sitting up and hitting Paul's ass. I can't remember his
No.
name. The one with the glasses.
Oh shit.
Mozart.
Mozart.
Yeah. Remember when Mozart? They woke him up and with the feather, and he splashed into the whipped cream, and he pulls the
Yeah.
knife, and the constable takes it. That was his knife.
Ah. Yeah.
Which, the fan theory that's been going around for years is that Ricky did some of the killings and he was involved in them too with Angela. Which makes sense. Because his mom was a
Yeah.
fucking psychopath.
Yeah, and he
So
had
you
a
can't tell me this
hothead
kid
from hell.
could be. Yeah.
Oh, he had a temper.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you can't forget about old mean bitchy Meg, the camp counselor that's always on Angela's ass.
And wanting to bang old Mel.
Yes.
Some women have a freaking fetish about old men like that.
Well,
It was,
and apparently, he was maybe not been super wealthy, but he's wealthy enough to own the camp. So, I mean,
Yeah.
probably, gold digger. Now, it's not too
Probably.
far out of the suspension of disbelief.
Mm-mm. No, and there's chicks out there like that. They're not into guys their age or even guys 10, 15 years older than them. They want guys 25 and 30 years older than them.
Shit, look at Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ain't no shit. Women younger than us. Yep. Yeah, and she gets stabbed to death in the shower, doesn't she? Yeah, because she's going to take a shower and clean up so she can go meet the camp
Going on
owner.
a date with old Mel. Yeah.
You forgot about
Yeah.
the kid in the canoe.
Yeah, we skipped over that. And what a cheesy kill too. When he flips the canoe with the girl in, and she's like, "Fuck you, man! I'm out of here." She swims off,
Oh, yeah.
and he's under the canoe. The hey, baba, rebob, and you see the head pop up there, and all she does is put her hand on his head and pushes him under the water. And when she pushes him under the water, his one hand comes up and it's doing this.
But Rick, that's the one that starts the rumors that Ricky was involved too, because he reacted in a way like, "Oh, wouldn't the guys like to know that you're under here?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you. So I think that's where the people started saying, "Is this Angela or is this Ricky?"
Well, even when you watch the 4K transfer, even the 1080p, the Blu-ray for the Judy kill, whenever you see Angela standing in the door, it's obvious, which it was Jonathan Tiersten with a wig on.
Yeah.
But on the VHS, you couldn't tell. But it was him actually when they filmed it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I guess Felicia's parents didn't want her in any murder scenes.
Well,
That's
that was actually the director Robert Hiltzig's choice, because he wanted it to look like a little bit bigger frame and more imposing figure in the door, because she looked like a little girl in the door. Definitely not like a killer.
But you were saying about the Meg's kill was my favorite kill. That was mine.
Oh, Meg, the curling iron. Oh my God, yes. Even though it's a cutaway, and you just see her hand.
No.
Judy
That's Judy.
was the curling iron.
Not
That's
Meg.
Judy. No,
Judy,
Meg.
sorry.
Meg.
Judy.
Yeah, Meg was stabbed to death in the shower.
Yes.
That one stab, she stabs her in the back, and it just goes
Yeah,
down.
But she pulls it down all the way, and I
But
love
she
that.
stands there and lets her pull it down. She doesn't go down with the knife.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
if you get
it's
stabbed in the back, are you going to
horrible.
stand there and
I'm
just
just
let him run
to
the
me,
knife down your back?
yeah, but
Well,
to me
maybe
that was
she's
more
used to taking
brutal
it from the
than
back.
any other kill in the movie.
Yeah.
I like the
It-
brutality
yeah.
of it.
And as much as a bitch as she was, I expected her to get something like way worse.
At least like a real slow throat slash or something, you know.
Or maybe a double curling iron,
Yeah.
one in the pink, one in the stink,
Mm-hmm. But like you were saying though, the bitchy wannabe camp hottie, that is my favorite kill on this one. Sitting there with her
Yeah,
curling
Judy,
iron
yeah.
at, and yeah,
Oh, you think
you-
she's just gonna smother her? She puts the
Yeah.
pillow over her head, and you're like, and then you see the curling iron coming up, like this is not gonna go well for her.
and then you hear the sizzling.
That was a nice touch.
Oh,
Yeah.
that probably would have been a very bad smell.
And you
too.
notice she opens the curling iron first.
Both holes.
Double penetration.
Oh,
And Jeff Hayes, who runs Sleepaway Camp Movies.com, which is the fan site for the original Sleepaway Camp movie, he actually did a short film, and it's been like 20 years ago now, but
yeah.
where he got Karen Fields back as Judy to play Judy in this short film, where she didn't die during the events, but she becomes like, well, kind of like Angela in parts 2 and 3, kind of like the avenging psychopath. And she hunts down people who are abusive foster parents and kills them. But it's not very good. But if you want to see anything and everything Sleepaway Camp, I suggest checking it out.
Well,
just to see her back in the role of Judy.
Before we go on, I just wanted to say the bee killing always gets me really anxiety because as a kid, I fell into a bush that had a beehive. So when I saw this movie for the first time, I could not even watch that scene like for a while because it just gave me like so many flashbacks.
And a lot of people, this is their most complained kill, or the kill they complained about the most in the movie, because how mangled the kid looks when after just a few seconds of being swarmed by bees. But these people, anybody, I mean, yeah, it was exaggerated, all the torn up flesh and everything. But anybody who complains about this obviously has never, like Rob said, never been attacked by a swarm of bees. For us out in the country who have been, bush hog, which is consists of a big, basically like a big lawnmower behind a tractor. We've run into that running over a beehive or running over yellow jackets. And especially when you're sitting on a tractor, you don't really have any place to go. They just completely annihilate you. It may not kill you, but it is going to be one of the most painful experiences of your life.
Well, if you get enough of them, it can kill you. But here's the thing, though. They call it bees, but that was not a bee. It was that was a hornet's nest that they dropped in there on top of him.
Oh yeah, very true. Yeah, but it was bees that were coming out of it.
Yeah, that's what they called it, bees. Yeah, I'm like, no, because hornet. Now, if that was full of hornets, you don't want to fuck with a hornet. One hornet can knock you off your feet if he hits you full blast. They say it's like getting shot.
Yeah.
They hit hard, but yeah. Which I don't know if they'd have enough room to get up to speed in a little bathroom stall, but I still wouldn't want to be in there because I forgot so many hornet stings can put you in the hospital.
Yeah,
there's been people hospitalized from them and not even allergic to them.
Yeah, I got stung by I had 12 bees hanging on me, and my mom had to run a ice bath for me to get them off.
Yeah.
But they stick the broomstick through the door, and that's where I'm like, get out of here. That broomstick, yeah, my ass would have been busted through that door as soon as I saw that fucking beehive come through the window. Or hornet's nest, rather.
It wasn't even a broomstick, was it? It was something real thin. It was like the size of your pinky finger they put through it. Was it a broomstick?
I think it
I
was
thought
a
it was something
broomstick,
small.
actually. Yeah.
But yeah, oh, I'd have been kicking, and it was like 1/4 inch plywood. You could have easily kicked that open.
Or it's a
It
fucking
wouldn't have took
bathroom
much.
stall. Go under.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I'll
Yeah,
cross through
but
some piss to keep from getting fucking eat alive by bees.
oh yeah, well by then you're gonna have your own piss all over you, so it's not gonna
Exactly.
matter. Oh yeah. All right, so
But
where
yeah,
were we
still
at?
a cool kill. Still a cool kill.
Yeah. If it was hornets, it would have been better though, especially since
So
it
what?
was a hornet's nest they dropped in it. That must have been them killer bees that took over the hornet's nest and killed all the hornets. That
Must
have been
be.
what it was.
Must be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murder hornets. Murder hornets.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I think you're freezing up again on us, Cody. Oh,
So
now
what
you're back.
we were up to Judy, right? Were we talking about Judy before?
Yeah, I think we'd finished on her, about her double penetration kill
Yeah. Yeah.
with
Angela
the
finished
hot
on her.
towel.
Or
Yeah.
arguably Ricky did.
Yeah, because I don't think Angela would have really had the strength to hold her down. She's a little bitty.
And think about it. Who wanted to fuck Judy more than anyone? Ricky. So he did fuck her.
Or Angela. You remember the way Angela was staring at her, though, in the bunkhouse because of her conflicted identity, you know.
True.
She was straight, but she was a straight guy, but she was by her end been forced into being a girl and was supposed to like guys, which obviously she was straight. Very conflicted girl.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Trav froze up now.
So yeah, no, I went with the theory that it was Ricky. You know, I know Felicia's never given it away in all the years. She's always kind of like still teased it to people, but never said it was Angela or Ricky. But she would always say like something like, "Well, you never know." Like, and I'm like, "You bitch! Like, tell me who it is."
Oh no, I'm definitely on the two killer train. I definitely believe that it could have easily been both of them.
Yeah.
Because there's no way Ricky was a normal kid being raised in
No.
that house.
No, and plus, you know, like Trav mentioned earlier about his anger, he had a lot of like built up anger towards. I mean, obviously, yeah, he's protecting Angela because that's his cousin, but like this protection and then this anger protection, he was like, "Fuckers, I'll fucking kill you!" Like every other word was like, yes. So I could totally buy that he was killer number 2. I'm surprised that he's not the one that kind of went off on. I'm surprised he didn't go off on Paul when he got caught Paul with Judy. You know, because obviously he knew that Angela and Paul had a thing going, and then you know he asked Angela for help to win the capture the flag, and of course they go through and there's Judy and Paul making out, and of course poor Angela. Like that's the one moment I actually feel bad for Angela because it was almost like she finally was able to trust somebody, and that just got killed because Paul had to go.
I feel bad for her throughout the whole film. Really, I mean,
yeah. I mean, I do too, but like, there's a point where, like what Trav was saying about they only hit her with like the water balloons. It's like, does he really deserve to die for that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's bullying, but was it worse than what Mel? I mean, not Mel. The chef did. Artie? No. Like Artie totally deserved what he got. I still think that maybe maybe the guys. Yeah, bullying is bad, but like they weren't like raping her or anything. Like they were just teasing her. And so that part I was like, maybe revenge was too much on that, but totally I agree with Artie. Totally I agree with Meg and Judy, but Ricky, to me, I was surprised Ricky did not like at least confront Paul and say like, "Hey, what the fuck, man?" Like because of Ricky's attitude, because Ricky's anger, and how protective he is of Angela, that I was surprised he didn't react any worse than he did.
Yeah. And I really wish they would have leaned in more to that on the story, made it more more obvious that Ricky was involved in it.
I'm
But
back.
Yeah,
not time,
Weird.
fucker, you slacker.
Sorry, my internet crapped out on me just for a few seconds. I don't know. I must have had a bird.
I
or
thought it was
something land on
mine
it.
all along because like every 5 minutes, I was losing you guys for a few seconds.
Well, I can't gripe. I mean, I got Starlink and it does great, but just every great once in a while it like spaz. I don't know if it's maybe in between satellites or my satellite dish because it moves itself
Well,
and repositions. It might have been repositioning.
well, while you were gone, we were talking about the scene when Angela sees Judy and Paul kissing. And
Yeah.
were you surprised at how Ricky didn't like confront Paul about that? Because Ricky's been very protective of Angela through the whole
Well,
movie.
yeah, Paul was his best friend,
Yeah.
Well, he probably didn't want his best friend kissing on his cousin though, too. So
Yeah,
I can see
Yeah.
how he's probably happy about it.
But also, he was kissing Judy, the girl that he's been trying to get with all camp too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Maybe he was just conflicted. Of course, teenage hormones, you never can tell what's going to happen.
true. But okay, let's talk a little bit about first watching this movie. I found this movie. It was kind of like watching the Blair Witch Project. I didn't know anything about it going into it. Saw it at the theater, and me and Trav have talked about this many times. Although you weren't there for it, it was there was a big storm blew through. The power went out during the end of the second act for about 5 minutes. I mean, it was just a perfect storm. Well, literally and figuratively, for watching the Blair Witch Project, and we really, I mean, it really enhanced the experience not knowing. And this Sleepaway Camp was the same way. I was already a big horror fan, had been for, well, pretty much all my life. But as far as watching modern horror at the time, 80s slashers, I'd only been watching since I was about 13, 14 years old. And I was, I think, 17. It was my senior year whenever I found Sleepaway Camp at that little video store across from Brooks Lane. You remember that one?
Yeah, RJ's, wasn't it?
Yeah, they weren't around for a long time, but
Nope.
they had a bunch of obscure shit in there that there were two other mom and pop video stores in town that were there for years, which you've heard us talk about G&L Video on here a lot. But there was a Box Office Video, which later became Video Country, which it was more like more mainstream than G&L Video.
Yeah.
I mean, but this little video store we were talking about, it was also the only video store in town that had a beaded curtain room. But not saying I frequented that as a teenager. But
I did.
I remember looking through their horror section that I came across Sleepaway Camp, and I'd never heard of it. And at the time, I was just trying to watch any and all 80s horror, especially slashers that I could find. And I saw this box cover with the knife sticking through the tennis shoe and Sleepaway Camp. And, I was already into camp movies because of the Friday the 13th films. And I watched it. And the first time I watched it, I was completely in the dark through the whole thing. I was rooting for Angela. I was like, oh, this poor kid, and I was a kid at the time myself, and didn't necessarily have the best social skills during high school. So, I'm rooting for this poor girl through the whole thing because, I mean, they're playing her up as the survivor girl. She's the main character. and I just remember that the only other film slasher film I think that I can equate to the same amount of shock it put me in to the end of Sleepaway Camp was Halloween, whenever Dr. Loomis looks down after shooting Michael 6 times and he's gone off the ground. And I just remember that I got goosebumps all over my body. You know, I just had like that shock through my body. And this movie did the same thing when they had the reveal at the end, because I was so invested in the character of Angela and rooting for her as the final girl. Whenever it had that turnaround, that swerve at the end, I was just like, holy shit, I did not see that coming.
Now, can we all agree that this might be the best reveal of any horror movie?
Oh yeah, it's time.
I will.
The only thing that would have made it better if they would have had Dr. Loomis there, and he'd been like, "He's got a dick. He's got a 6-inch dick. He's got a dick." Oh yeah. Or if he just pulled out the revolver and shot him 6 times.
Yeah. And what's great about
I shot him 6 times in the dick.
here's what's great. Here's what's great about that movie. I watch these reaction channels of people watching horror stuff for the first time. Every time I see someone go to Sleepaway Camp, I'm like, I have to watch their reaction.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of these, but I saw them pop up on while I was doing a little research for the show, and I've got to check some of these out, especially some of these Gen Z kids watching it.
Check out a channel called Cat Watches Horror Movies. She hates horror movies, but a friend of her gave her the idea, like, hey, you should react to horror movies because she screams at like Poltergeist. So if you scream at Poltergeist and you're gonna watch Sleepaway Camp, you're gonna scream. I watched that reaction she did at Sleepaway Camp. It was the funniest shit I ever watched in my life.
So I'm guessing you guys covered the movie since you're at the ending of it.
No, we kind of skipped over some stuff. I was just talking about my first how I was introduced to the movie, seeing it at the randomly picking it up in that little hole in the wall video store.
Did you get to where the camp owner flips out when he finds Meg's body and he decides he's gonna go?
Some of the best acting ever.
Oh my gosh! What if you think about it? That's probably like that old guy's last chance at a decent piece. And now she's
I think this too. Yeah.
And
I'm surprised he just didn't have sex with her anyways.
Yeah. Well, then that would have took away from the big reveal at the end,
True.
But yeah. And
oh, Meg, it's you, Meg, it's you.
And then one good, remember the when Angela stumbles across the campers that's not affiliated.
The little
with the
campers,
camp? Yeah, and she just hacks them up with a hatchet.
That was one thing I love about this film. And Robert Kilsick, the director, he hates the decision that he wishes he could have took that out of the movie. The decision to kill the little kids in their sleeping bags with a hatchet so brutally. I'm like, that's what's going for it.
Do you guys remember why she did it? Did you guys remember why she did it?
They were like throwing sand and shit on her after she threw in the water.
Yep.
What you noticed, a lot of people didn't know, because they're saying, how could she have been the killer in the canoe scene where she comes up under the canoe? Because Ricky said she wasn't a good swimmer. I don't think she wasn't a good swimmer. She just didn't want anybody to see her fucking dick when she got wet in the water. And that's why when she gets out of the water, after they push her in the water, she's bent over covering her crotch because she doesn't want people to see her hang down.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, shortly after that, the cops finally come down and shut down the camp. Finally.
Including Mustache Cop.
Yep.
Mustache Cop.
The actor who played Mustache Cop, what the deal was, they shot this film over a series of months, and he went off on did a television show, did a pilot or something like that, and had to shave off his mustache. So
Yeah.
that's how we got the infamous mustache from the finale of Sleepaway Camp, because it looked like fucking and it might have been electrical tape. But
Yeah,
I think it was electrical tape.
the choice of Robert Hiltzik, the director, to say, "Hey, you know what? We need to do an extreme close-up on that." That was his fault.
But I like how the cops showed up and they start telling the counselors, you need to gather up the kids in one area because y'all got a serial killer on the loose. And they just finally figured that out.
We got all these dead kids, you know.
How many body bags have they drug out? Yeah. So, oh crap, what's his name? The muscle counselor grabs another one.
Paul D'Angelo.
Yes, Paul D'Angelo grabs another counselor and is like,
That's
we gotta go
the
find
actor's
them.
name.
They're like Angela and Paul, and somebody's like, oh, they went down that way. So they go down there and finds them. They were skinny dipping, you know. And
Yeah,
they
you're
find
getting
Angela.
ahead of yourself. That they have the last, they have the dance that, or the.
Oh yeah.
And the famous line that Felissa Rose says to Paul whenever he's trying to smooth things over with her after making out with Judy is, Judy's already been killed by. She's already been killed by this point. Well, I don't think anybody knew she was dead yet, but because it's the same night. But Mel's already caught up with Ricky and beat the fuck out of him. I mean, he's like double-fisted gorilla fucking hammering him. Doesn't kill him though. But yeah, Paul's trying to make smooth things over with Angela, and she just, when she says, meet me at the waterfront after the social, just the look on her face, and she was a good young actress, because at that point I'm like, something is awry here. She's not as innocent as we've thought to this point, and I just didn't know how not innocent she was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was going to be bad for him either way it went.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then.
Poor kid just trying to get a piece of ass. And, yeah.
Yep. And
the question is, he meets her there. How far do you think they got before she fucking chopped his head off? I'm saying he probably got a handful of junk, and that was the point where it was like, time for you to go.
Yeah. Because when the counselors show up and shine their light on her and it startles, she jumps up real quick, his head goes rolling. Because when they first show up, you know, it looks like he's laying and she's just petting his head in the lap, and then
then we get that flashback scene too, where you get all the explanation that you need.
Yep. And then on the counselor side, though, Angela's a boy.
Yeah.
And she's standing there.
She's a boy. In that Jersey accent.
And it took them a while to find somebody that could play her stunt double in that. Because they had to find a real scrawny
18-year-old
boy.
college kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they shaved him too.
Yeah. And very scrawny, and they had to get him drunk before he'd do it. Because he started having second thoughts, and somebody was like, give him some of this. And they finally got him drunk, and he did it.
Yeah.
And they're like, nobody's ever going to see your face, because they had a mask of Angela over the front of his face.
And still to this day, nobody knows who it was. Well, I'm sure they know, or the cast knows, but nobody's ever revealed it.
What, do you blame him?
Fuck, I'd be going, if it was me, fuck yeah, I'd be sitting at the fucking convention tables raking it in. Fuck, I'd be up there. Yeah, you know how Kane Hodder, you know how Kane Hodder and Felissa Rose and all these Jason actors are doing in costume pictures and getting paid like fucking $2. Yeah, I'd be up there with my fucking junk hanging out with the fucking mask on. Come here, let me put my arm around you. Now smile, say cheese.
It's $100 and it's $150 for a full photo.
I'll sign your Bengal. I'll sign your Bengal dick while I'm at it too.
Well, the only problem with that though, that poor little feller. I'm sorry, but he'd have to at every Comic Con. He'd be like, "Yeah, it was very cold that night. Yes, it was
It was-
very cold that
Even
night."
Felissa said that in interviews. The poor guy was so cold that night.
Yeah, but I mean, it looked like a pinky finger hanging down. You know, the poor feller.
Yeah. Be like, it's 100 for the picture, 150 if you're naked too.
Oh shit!
So, Cody, I guess we're to that point. Where are we going to rate
We
this
are.
thing? How many PBR?
You know, I haven't even thought about my rating for this one yet. And you know how much I love this franchise. It's my favorite horror franchise. This one, I don't know. It's hard to say because, like, first watch, I don't know what I'm getting into, but after that, it's kind of a one-trick pony. I love the movie. It does have rewatchability, but once you get past that reveal at the end, you can never get the same experience out of the film again.
No.
So, and there are so many creepy characters in this movie. I mean, between the fucking pedo chef to the creepy camp owner Mel, which I say creepy. He's just an old dude that's trying to get laid by a young hot
Yeah.
chick. So,
It'll be us in 30 years.
You get a camp?
Hey,
They'll
why
never
not?
let us
They'll be
around
cool.
children.
They'll be cool by then.
Well, he's
They
not
might let our
the
kids around children.
he's not the horniest camp owner in the series, though. I'll say that.
No, not by far. Okay, I will give this movie 4 PBRs just because I love it. I absolutely love it, and I will never start or never never stop watching it. But it's just such a good time, and I'm just going with the 80s cheesy campiness. And it's like I said, it's a true time capsule of the period. I mean, it came out right in the height of the 80s slasher genre, and it is the perfect example of it. 4 PBRs, and it's so much fun. It's not my favorite of the series, but I'll never get tired of it. What do you guys got?
The first one's not your favorite of the series?
No, not by far.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, Rob, what do you got?
I'm right there with Cody. I'll say 3 PBRs, and like Cody, I'll never get tired of this film. But once again, I'm gonna agree with Cody. It's not my favorite. So,
Well,
I'll say 3.
I'm on the other spectrum of you guys. I've watched it again it's been at least 10, 11 years. And I'd say I'm good for another 5 to 7 years before I watch it again. So I got to go with about an 8. Maybe even an 8.5.
Come on, all the great kills, the big reveal at the end when you don't know what's going on. Go back to your first watch of it. I mean, think of that.
Yeah, I'm still at 8.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's really the only thing the movie had going for it was the few decent kills and the reveal.
The reveal alone. I would watch the whole movie for the reveal alone.
you got that real camp experience with real kids. You know, they just didn't do that in the 80s. It's not something you saw. I mean, in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, you get a little bit of time at camp with real kids to get that real camp feel, but nothing like this film. This whole film it's at camp, and I mean, it feels like you're at camp with the kids.
Yeah, I'm still at 8.
You're full of shit.
Like I said, I'm not a Sleepaway Camp fan.
I mean, how many movies? Honestly, how many movies had little kids getting brutally killed back then?
Come on, you got to give it at least 7 PBRs just for the 10-year-olds getting fucking butchered in the sleeping bags with hatchets.
Nope. I'm still a
The
solid 8.
practical effects were good too. I mean, the kid under the canoe with the snake coming out of his mouth. Come on.
That part was okay, but yeah, no, I'm still an 8.
You're full of shit.
Nope.
That being said,
We still love you.
After a quick break, and if Poe wants to play the trailer for Return to Sleepaway Camp, we'll be right back.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I've only watched this movie twice, so I'm gonna be a little hazy on the memory here. But
I've only watched it once,
You're better
so I'm
off
right
than
there
us.
with you. Uh-oh, is Poe asleep on us?
No, hopefully he just can't stand to watch it again.
No, I know what it is. After we got to talk about Sleepaway Camp this much, he had to make a run to the store and get more PBR.
No, I'm figuring it out. Sorry, guys.
Well, we're at it, Poe. What do you give the original Sleepaway Camp?
I'm not gonna hate on it. I mean, it's definitely something to see, something that freaked me out when I was younger when I first saw it. And like you said, at that time, it was like something weird. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't.
Yeah, it definitely stands out among 80 slashers. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. So, yeah. I swear, this whole thing is. I hate this computer that I'm on. It sucks.
It's Poe. Just be glad it's not as bad as my laptop.
Yeah, I mean, I love my MacBook. Everything pulls up fast. This is just a piece of shit, man. Let's see, return.
Well, my laptop's currently being used as a prop for my phone, so I can do this show. So you might have me beat.
I could. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna pull this up, gents. Sorry about that. I usually have to go, but I don't know why it won't pull up my Dropbox. Everything you sent me, Cody, is in my Dropbox, and for some reason I can't pull it up. I don't know.
Oh.
I guess the computer's not a fan of Sleepaway Camp either.
I guess. I don't know. All right. Take your breaks.
Yeah.
We have to go. Stop it! Get away from it! I can see it perfect. Oh my God! It's starting again. I warned you guys and you didn't believe me!
Well,
Here we go. Return to Sleepaway Camp, 2008. Director Robert Hiltzik, I think.
Yeah, Hills.
Director of the original.
Budget of $4 million. I have no clue on box office or what if it's made. I couldn't find that.
Or where the $4 million went, because it
Yeah.
wasn't into the film.
It had a hell of a lot better kills than the original. Starring
Oh, you're
Felissa
full of
Rose.
shit.
Oh hell no, the kills were a hell of a lot better than this one.
What the hell are you talking about? Those cheesy ass CGI bullshit.
Jonathan, it had Jonathan Tristan in it again. Paul
Kirsten,
D'Angelo, and
yeah.
he's still in great shape. And the late great Isaac Hayes as his
As
perfect
the
role,
shit credited
chef.
the chef. Yeah.
Yep.
From South Park, yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
But they do nothing with him. They do absolutely nothing with him.
No, they don't, and they should have. They didn't do
They
anything
they
with
could
anything
have
in
had
this
so
film
many.
other than
They did nothing with Felissa Rose either. And
No.
among the many complaints I have about this
I don't know what
Garbage.
you're talking about. She was in the whole
dumpster fire
fucking
of a film.
film. She was in the whole film. You just couldn't tell.
she was Ned from South Park. Was she not Ned from South Park just with two arms?
Yeah.
No, Ned was entertaining. And it wasn't Felissa's fault. I'll say that right off. I'll blame it. I put the blame solely on the director,
part
Robert
where
Gilkey.
she was the was in character, she was decent. But yeah, the best part of this film is its kills. The plot and story is.
Are you fucking nuts?
It had a hell of a lot better.
Oh my god. Yeah, hanging somebody by a fucking basketball hoop or
I don't
the
remember
cheesy
anybody
ass-
hanging by the basketball hoop.
Yeah, when they wrap the noose around the basketball hoop and he hits the motor to pull the basketball hoop up.
Oh yeah, I
back
forgot
or
about that. No, it's her. They're hanging her then.
They're
But
hanging
no.
a chick. It wasn't. But
Yeah, it
she
was the
doesn't
blonde
die.
chick. No. They get her saved at the end of it. I don't know. I thought it had a hell of a lot better damn kills in it than the original. Well, the very
What
first
the
one,
fuck?
Mickey the cook. At least they deep fried his head. They just didn't dump a
With
gigantic
some really
fucking
shitty
pot of
CGI.
water. Yeah, no.
Come on, Artie's kill. You can't say that was better than Artie's kill with the practical effects, with all the skin bubbling and shit. How they had
Dude,
the air tubes run up to make the skin
Don't get
look
me
like
wrong,
it's bubbling all over.
The bubbling looked good, but the way the kill happened, the way this kill happened was fucking retarded too. I'm sorry, they picked him up by his feet and held him over the deep fryer till his arms gave out, and yeah, no, didn't like that either. But
Garbage, yes.
oh yeah, well,
You can
complete
believe
ripoff
you
of
can
the
believe
original,
a
too.
big fat pedophile and had all his weight on his arms,
No,
and they
Not
keep
the way
pulling
that
the
went
chair
down.
further and further
Oh
back.
yeah, a centimeter at a time. Oh, you better
Yeah,
quit that! I'm gonna kick her.
Until he
went on
falls
for-
on the pot and the pot falls over because gravity
This went on.
works.
This
Okay.
went on for 12 fucking minutes. No.
It did not go on for 12 minutes. It went on for
The
like
hell it
20
did-
seconds.
Like, yeah. Maybe 2
But
minutes.
the suspense of that was good. Artie's kill, like, cause
It builds up
you
a suspense. There you go, Rick.
No, I'm sorry. I had Jeopardy music playing in the background. Doo, doo, doo,
well,
doo.
Jeopardy
No,
is
it didn't work.
suspenseful.
You're just hating on Sleepaway Camp.
I can hate on them all. But no, I can't even remember how the plot starts on this one to tell you the Oh yeah, you got the one kid. I'd say
Alan.
he's probably
You have to bring that fucking the main character of the movie.
Yeah, he's
Mike.
probably got the best acting ability out of them all, though, to tell you the truth. Because
You gotta be
hate him,
fucking with me.
All right,
you
all right.
hate him, but then at the end of it, you're
I hate
feeling
him because
sorry
he
for
can't
him.
act.
I don't think he's acting's the thing.
I hate him. I don't just hate him because of the shitty writing. I hate him because he can't act.
That's
And-
everybody.
I didn't count, but it's over a dozen times in the movie. His main dialogue are 3 words. Your ass stinks.
As somebody
So-
like that would do.
Over and over and over.
Mhm.
And you're supposed to root for this character.
later on, but not in the beginning. Actually,
What do you mean later on? He's
I
a
have
dick
mixed
through the whole
feelings.
movie.
He's a dick, but I don't know. He brings it on himself, but then at the same time,
Yes!
he doesn't.
He's a bully, and then he gets bullied back, and then he whines and cries. He's a
Mhm.
typical Gen Zer.
But
honestly, I could listen to Franklin. I could listen to Franklin from Texas
Franklin
Chainsaw.
from Texas Chainsaw.
I could listen to the annoying fucking kid from the Babadook, and 10 other annoying people that anyone can name more than I can watch Alan.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck Alan.
Together.
I didn't
Alan
even
is-
notice all the.
Alan
You know,
has to be the most annoying character in the history of horror movie making.
except for the game.
100% agree.
But I didn't even
I'm like,
notice the CGI
I kept saying,
in this
when
one.
are we killing this kid? When are we fucking killing him? And they
This
make you
film was
wait for that.
You know, this film was so bad I didn't even notice any of the shitty CGI Cody's showing or talking about. And seriously, I usually pick up on that shit quick because
It's horrible. It's horrible.
I grew up in the sci-fi area. So when sci-fi was putting out all of their low-budget CGI shit all the time, that Nintendo had better graphics than they did back
You
then.
didn't grow up during that. Sci-fi started all their original shit during the late 90s and early 2000s.
I was born in '82.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you already graduated high school by the time sci-fi was doing their shit.
No, I wasn't graduated. I was still in high school. I didn't graduate 2001, dude.
I know. I was there.
Yeah.
Wait,
it was in the '90s.
What's the argument here? You're saying that Sci-Fi Channel didn't exist, Cody?
No, I'm saying they didn't start putting out a bunch of the sci-fi originals that were with really shitty CGI till the mid 2000s.
I want to say it was earlier than that. I want to say it was
earlier than that.
It had to
Because
have been.
it was like 97, 98 whenever they debuted the Sci-Fi Channel with the original Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, they had Star Wars and they had Sequest DSV. I hate to go into all this because we're trying to talk about a movie, but I guess it's not that great.
No, go ahead.
But
I want to prove I'm right, goddammit.
No, sci-fi original film. Yeah, I think it had to have been earlier than mid.
It was early 2000s.
Because remember, what is it? Python versus Mega Crocodile or some bullshit.
Yeah,
like
all those. Yeah, three-headed shark.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna
look it up.
I'm
Do
curious
that for us.
now.
Thank you, Poe. I am too. Yeah, then I can't even remember much of this movie. It's kind of everywhere.
You're probably trying to block it out.
I am. It's kind of everywhere because I mean it's back and forth everywhere. The main thing I remember is the fucking kills.
You know what?
That's the only thing there is to remember. They're not that good, but the characters are all also cardboard cutout.
Oh my god!
Goddamn boring.
And
here's the thing: is, I had so much hope for this movie too when it was getting all the plugs and everything because I saw
I heard
that
about it when they first started filming it. I heard about it in 2003, and I'm like,
they were bringing back Paul D'Angelo, they were bringing back Jonathan, they were bringing back. I was like, yes. And the only one we get a lot of is Paul D'Angelo.
Yeah, they completely wasted Melissa Rose.
Rob, I lied to you. I've seen it twice because when Cody first got this, when you first moved out on your dad's 60, Cody, you made me watch this.
Yeah, because it came out in 2008, and we moved out here in 2007.
I remember it was probably about 2009 or 10 whenever I watched it because I remember watching it. And the only thing I really remember is the guy tied up and getting his dick pulled off by the Jeep.
And that was
I do
such
remember
a
that.
fucking cheesy ass kid. Not even fun.
No. But anyway, we're skipping over because the next thing I remember is the weed guy that passes out and gets taped up, and then she feeds him gasoline. Or wait, we don't know it's she yet. The killer feeds him gasoline. And
the killer that's dressed like an emo kid. with
Yeah.
black hoodie and gloves.
No. Sloppy Ninja. It's not even an emo
Sloppy
kid.
Ninja. Sloppy.
It's a
There you go.
Sloppy
Sloppy
Ninja.
Ninja. I like that better.
Sloppy Ninja. Just
Yeah.
it's like Kmart Blue Light Special, black sweats and sweatshirt and
Yeah,
a ski hood
it's
that's too big,
Halloween.
and a hoodie.
You haven't bought
And
your
a hoodie.
costume yet. You're
And
in a
black
rush.
shoes. And black shoes and off black gloves. Yeah.
What do you do?
So
The Halloween party's in 10 minutes. What do you
All
do?
right, here we go.
Sloppy Ninja.
here's the sci-fi thing. What do we got, Poe?
All right, the sci-fi thing is early 2000s. I think the very first sci-fi original film was in 2000, but then it didn't start getting crazier until 2002, 2003, and then so on and so forth.
I thought it wasn't around
So
in there.
I mean, Cody's kind of right. Like well, I mean, that's what it is. I'm looking at this whole list of.
No, I believe you, Poe. I'm telling Travis full of horse shit.
Yeah.
I said late 90s, early 2000s, because I remember watching it while I was still in high school.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
Because me and Dad would watch it because they would always play like their best stuff right after school, and me and Dad would watch it then, and I'd usually catch up after work and watch it.
You know, just hearing you guys talk about this film, it seems like there's not going to be enough Pabst Blue Ribbon for you to rate this thing.
Oh God, I'm gonna.
We're raiding the fucking plant.
I mean,
after both of these films, I'm gonna need a liver transplant.
See, you know, y'all talk about the first one, and it's like, oh, I remember that, and this is funny. You're talking about this one, you're like it was something that maybe you would watch at gunpoint. I don't know, like one of those people at base strapped to a chair. I don't know. I mean,
right.
I don't know if
I'd
you remember
watch
the
it
show
before I
from-
watched Halloween Ends again.
All right, I don't know if you guys remember the show from the other network that we won't mention, but I think I would rather watch the Jason versus the Bigfoot one, whichever one that was, again than this film.
We actually need to. Okay, Trav, is it safe? Should we go ahead and make the announcement now that we're going to do a Friday the 13th Night of the Beast commentary?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Okay, it's going to happen soon.
We should do that. Yes, we should do that.
That'd be cool. I mean, that would be cool to every once in a while do that. Like you have, Backwoods commentary, you have the thing playing on the screen, you have a round table of us just talking bullshit and then making fun of whatever we're watching. So
now, how are we going to get it all playing at the same time, though?
I could share the screen kind of like how I do with everything else.
Oh, awesome. Hell yeah, that'll work.
And put it full screen, and then we'll just be on the side or whatever.
That sounds
that'll work.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, hey, Banana Laser and Skeleton Crew used to do that too. The commentaries.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is for fan films where we can actually have people watch it with us.
With us, yeah, we can do it live. Yeah,
you can't do that with like Dr. Giggles. You'd have to have all of us.
Hey, I'll give you a good fan film that is actually pretty damn good. Is Valentine's Bluff. It's a my Bloody Valentine fan film. It's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen it.
You seen it, Cody?
I did because we interviewed the guys.
We did.
I think me and Poe did back a couple of years ago, and it's not.
I remember that.
It just, I was real. I had high hopes for it, and I think I'd met it. My expectations were too high.
Here's what we'll do is we'll get our little round table together, and then y'all pick a fan film, and then we'll just randomly just have a thing for that. You know what I mean? It'll be called Backwoods Horror.
It sounds awesome.
We'll name it
Backwoods commentary. Yeah.
Something. We'll come up with something. But I think it'd be fun just sit around bullshit about it and probably piss them off. But I mean, I don't care anymore, really.
I'm good for that.
Anymore. Like I gave so much time to all that, and it was like for naught. You know what I mean? Like you say one bad thing, and then they all crucify you. It's like, I'm done with y'all.
Well, we can give them a reason to crucify us.
No, we're gonna critique the hell out of these films. So
Oh,
it'll
hell
be
yeah.
fun.
Shit, yeah, it'd be fun.
So Night of the Beast, huh? Voorhees, Night of the Beast, or whatever.
Should we invite the director
Yeah,
to be part of the roundtable? I'm all for it.
We'll invite Jason Pitts on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on Jason Pitt's show one time doing a Blair Witch project we were talking about. And
okay.
And that, like, say I'm a big Blair Witch fan, so like I was defending it.
Oh, okay.
I don't like Blair Witch at all.
You've heard me and Trav talk about Night of the Beast. I think it was when we were still on that other network. But I had so much fun with that. That is how you do a bad movie and make it fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I got so fucked up on that review.
Dude, I really hope, and I really don't want to hurt the guy's feelings if that's not what he was intending with it. Because I couldn't do better. God knows I couldn't do better, but I had so much fun watching.
Wait, you're forgetting. Me and you have a sheep that we can hire.
Oh, the real Sasquatch, yeah.
Yeah, and we don't have to do much.
Not an actual sheep. He's a Sasquatch.
Yeah, his nickname is Sheep because his last name's Lamb. He's about 6'7", 6'8". Probably 350 pounds.
Oh no, he's pushing 450 now.
Okay, yeah, he's pushing 450, and he's a big sumbitch. And it ain't all fat. He's a big fucker. He's a big, strong fucker.
What's he called? A Gronk or whatever on Crocodile Dundee? He's like, I don't need a gun.
Donk.
I don't
need a gun. I got a donk.
We're like, we've got a sheep.
You got a sheep.
It's like all of us were watching one of the Marvels movies.
Oh, the first Avengers. The first Avengers.
Yeah, he's like, we were all there. We're like, we have an army. What do you have? And he's like, we have a Hulk. And every one of us turned and looked at sheep at the movie. It's like, we have a sheep.
What does Cody look at him and go, sheep, go? He just like starts destroying shit or what?
Oh no, sheep smash. Sheep smash, sheep bash, sheep eats what he wants, sheep fuck what he wants.
All right, I do want to say something like to touch on the Blair Witch thing again. Like I'm not a huge fan of the found footage stuff. I really am not. Like there's some people that do it pretty decent, but then sometimes it's just terrible. You could tell that
shaky cam hard to watch.
It's that, but then you know what?
Yeah.
There's a couple of found footage I like it. Blair Witch is kind of like the birth of all that. You know what I mean? Like they hyped it up like it was something real.
Yeah, whoever was behind that was genius because
the marketing.
I fell for it. The marketing, I fell for it.
I did too.
I didn't know anything about it, and it was a fucking great theatrical experience. I will never forget it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I was working at Dunkin' Donuts when that came out, and me and my buddy, we went to see it, and we were actually trying to find Burkittsville on the fucking map so we can go up there. That's how much I fell for it. We were gonna go hike. We wanted to go
up there. Yeah.
Man, I watched all the the advertisements, shit like that, and I was so stoked for this fucking movie. And when I went to the theater and saw it, I was so fucking let down. I'm like, this is bullshit. I was like, this is no. The best special effect they had.
It was real after that. I still felt like it was real.
I didn't. I'm like, this is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever seen. I said, their best special fucking effect they had was a black trash bag in the background at night flopping around like it was the fucking. I was like, oh.
Here's the thing.
I was so pissed off when I went and wasted my money at the theater to see that.
Cody, I'm not sure if you remember, but after that, they had a couple of like made for TV, not made for TV, but like mini documentaries that came out.
Yeah.
and they were still
Had shit
building
ton
it
of
up.
money.
Yeah, they were
And-
building the Blair Witch world. Yeah.
Yes, and like even the mini documentary still hadn't kind of fucking convinced. It wasn't till like before the premiere of 2 that one of the actors like appeared on TV, and I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck?" I think it was Josh. Like, what the fuck is Josh doing on TV?
Dude, I want to ask you something, Ron, because you have the poster. Has that third channel thing been made? Is it out? I mean,
You know what? I actually got banned from that project.
oh, that's right, you did.
So okay, and you know why? Because I was backing our channel on the old network,
yeah,
and I was a fellow podcaster, and I wasn't standing up for a third channel.
why? I mean,
I'm gonna tell you when I had a conversation with her right after, and I was trying to explain to her like they weren't bashing you, they were critiquing.
yeah.
I said there's a difference. I was like, you're gonna have all kind of critics in this world. If you can't take criticism, you're in the wrong fucking business. And 2 days later, I went to message her because I heard there was a new update, and she was gone. She blocked me.
I wonder what
I still have a credit on it. I still have executive producer, but I have no idea what's going on with it.
Yeah, but I mean, is it coming out like all these people? They did these projects, and Halloween Evil Lives. When is that coming out? Like, when are all these projects coming out? Like nothing.
What I don't understand. They're getting cover on Bloody Disgusting is reporting on this. The major horror sites are reporting on. Yeah, they reported on third channel. I remember seeing
there's I think Michael Tagagnon. I don't give a fuck if I say his name. He posted on his. I still subscribe to his YouTube channel just to see if he posts anything new. He posted something a couple of months ago. It was like a new teaser trailer, and it wasn't. It was actually worse than the first one.
Is he still doing naked karaoke on OnlyFans? Is he still doing?
But I'll tell you right now, I did look through the cast, and he has only one actor. That
Fuck it, Trap, we're starting a Patreon.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. People will pay for this shit?
He doesn't even have a leading lady listed on his IMDb. So I'm like, how the fuck is he going to make an evil Halloween movie without a fucking final girl?
Hold on. Excuse me, Rob. Excuse me. Stop mentioning my name. Your cease and desist.
Did I ever tell you about the cease and desist order I got?
You did.
I got one. It had like 7 different misspellings. And I was like, I called them. I was like, dude, like, if that was a real cease and desist, they have people that proofread this shit.
I mean, when is it coming out? Like, if he actually puts something out, but he has it, and then these other people that got so mad, and nothing. There's nothing. What are you doing? I don't see any updates. I don't see any posts. I don't see nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't see.
Honestly, I don't. I don't think that will ever be released. I think everybody who ever contributed is gonna lose all their money.
Hey, what about Henry fucking Rollins?
Oh shit, where is he? God damn
where is Henry Rollins?
Oh. You gotta give me like.
You had to call him out when he's got a shitty computer.
Release the Kraken!
Release the Kraken!
Mike.
Oh my God!
Good to see you, Henry.
Michael Tagagnon is a liar.
I'm still stuck on the naked OnlyFans karaoke.
Yeah.
People actually pay for this shit. All right, I got an idea.
I'm just jealous. I didn't think of it first.
I've got an idea. Backwoods naked OnlyFans. if nothing else,
option to pay so you don't do it.
Hey,
I'm sorry, but if nothing else, the name will at least get us a couple subscribers for a month.
Trav, can you guys review the trailer?
Wait, so new trailer. Okay. Well, let's not. We already deviated from. Do y'all want to talk about this thing some more?
Return. Okay, I'm already ready to give my PBR.
Okay.
That's how much I love this movie.
Yeah, this septum has already been deviated.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Well, we haven't went through all the good kills yet, though, or decent kills.
Are there good kills?
There are no decent kills.
Well, actually, okay, all right.
Maybe the bunk bed kill. The bunk bed kill's it. That is it.
That was a decent one.
The Jeep kill you said with the penis, that was stolen from that movie from the 80s. It was
stolen. But the thing with that was,
the thing was,
though, yeah, you got Linda who's freaked out driving from it, and then the barbed wire stretched across the road. Now, I'm sorry, anybody that's ever fixed fence with barbed wire and has that shit pop, if when that shit wraps around her head didn't make you cringe.
Or anybody that's ever been drunk on an ATV and run through a barbed wire fence, I can relate to that. I'll give you that. That's not a good film.
I have no clue what you're talking about. No. That fence should have not been there. Yeah. But then, now, there was a lot of them they fucked up on, like, what was his name? TC, when he was...
the gaucho that's the bad shit. The red brand barbed wire, it's still kind of thick and doesn't have that springy effect to it. The gaucho, that shit will fucking wrap around you.
Oh, yeah, but the gaucho is the cheaper shit. That's why it's springier. It's not as thick.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Then you got the kill of TC with the spike through the floor. I'm sorry, but you're sitting there...
You know what? This will be my first time on this review to say fuck Robert Hilsink, I think. But there was a character in Sleepaway Camp 2 that I thought was hilarious called named TC. And that's all I'm going to talk about Sleepaway Camp 2 on this review. But fuck Robert Hiltzik for taking that name. And because Robert Hiltzik, I saw him in an interview, he hates the Sleepaway Camp sequel so much because he didn't do them. He didn't even get asked to do them.
You know what?
Because the one movie he did after Sleepaway Camp was so shitty, nobody ever wanted to work with him again.
You know who really loves the 2 and 3 is Felissa Rose. I met her and she said that Pamela Springsteen knocked it out of the park. She goes, I love watching those. In fact,
she said she liked it. She went to college. She went to college instead of doing the Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. And
in fact, Felissa, when she dressed up in that picture that I showed you guys earlier, she
does the cosplay in the Sleepaway Camp 2 cover art. Yeah.
So,
she's definitely a team player.
Yes,
gotta love her. There's no reason not to love Felissa Rose. You know, she is just an absolute sweetheart.
But as far as Return to Sleepaway Camp, I will only say I enjoyed one scene, and that was at the end when they finally convinced Ricky to come back, and they finally realized it was Angela, and Ricky's like, Angela. That was the only scene I liked when he's
acting. Jonathan Tiersten's acting in this movie. I'm glad he came back. Don't get me wrong, and he even admits, he says, I was in a really bad place in my life. I was on a lot of drugs.
Yes, he should have came back off the crack though.
I'm gonna tell you when I got the autograph. I'll show you guys the autograph from Tiersten. I actually caught him right when he got back out of rehab when I messaged him. And he's like, oh, I'm surprised I answered he goes, I haven't been responding to anybody on Facebook since I got out of rehab. And I was like,
this guy has an ego that, oh my God, it's bigger than the franchise.
Nice.
Yes.
Damn.
I found that trailer, by the way.
Which one?
Let's do it.
We'll finish.
Michael Tacagnon.
Yeah. Anyway, let's finish what we got on our plate.
He's my least favorite Michael, by the way.
I think
Okay,
we're done with
well-
that. We need to rate the film now, I guess, don't we?
Yeah.
Glad we got all the cast back, or most of them, except Desiree Gould. Which it's sad because after return to Sleepaway Camp, she got back in doing this. She was doing the conventions again with the cast, and they were trying to get Sleepaway Camp reunion off the ground. And sadly, we lost her here. I think last year.
Yeah.
So we won't get to see Aunt Martha back, which is sad because she was great. She really
and as far as
stayed
Desiree
up there.
Gould goes, you know, my group Sleepaway Camp Forever. Desiree Gould was actually a very contributing member of the group. She would always comment, and she messaged me one day. I wish I
even
still had
talked
the
to her
message.
on there. I mean, she responded to like everybody. It was like that's crazy.
But she put on the group once that she goes, I want to thank Rob and all the admins for keeping Sleepaway Camp alive. I'm sure all the cast and crew truly appreciate all your efforts. I'm kind of like, try to remember the word for word, but it was so nice what she was.
Which I mean, she had a very successful, just like Robert Hiltzik had a very successful career as a lawyer after he quit film in the early '80s or the mid '80s. She had a very successful career as a real estate agent for the majority of her life, and just the fact that she came back, and she did some conventions, but it wasn't her it was her main income. She just did it.
Can you imagine her trying to sell you a house? I fixed up this house. I fixed up this house real nice, don't you think? I would love to see her try to sell a house.
But yeah, great that they brought back the original cast. Robert Hiltzik, though, just the fact the direction he went with the film, it was like he was so arrogant about it that he didn't realize what a fan base had been built for the franchise over the next two films, Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. They basically turned Angela into the Freddy type of character. She was the horror icon, a horror icon, and he was like, no, we. In an interview I saw with him, was like, we didn't like those films, so I just want to do my own thing.
Well, Sleepaway Camp, you
created it, but it was just like Wes Craven created A Nightmare on Elm Street, and then the franchise was built off of that. He didn't create the Freddy we all know and love. Well, he created him, but he didn't make the Freddy we all know and love.
Yeah.
And even when he came back and did New Nightmare, he came full circle. And it's like, okay, I realized I created this character. Other people took it and made it like a pop culture icon.
Yeah.
And it was on a much smaller scale, of course.
But everything
same thing
they
with Sleepaway Camp.
Cody, everything they built up though from the original Sleepaway Camp, where they, you had people that you were sympathetic towards in the original. You had no sympathy for anyone in return. None. No. I wanted them all. I wanted them all dead in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, there were no likable characters besides Paul D'Angelo. Whatever the fuck his name was.
And it still had better kills.
No.
Okay. What about the camp director? The freaking bird cage around the neck.
It's an off-screen kill.
But still, it's the rats ate through his eye and then come through, and then they're coming out of his guts as they come in and shine the light on him.
Completely off-screen. Tell the aftermath. No, it don't count.
What do you mean it doesn't count? Okay, then the decapitation of Paul doesn't count either.
No, it doesn't. The Angela with the fucking dick hanging out is what the point of that scene is.
Oh my God, we're seeing some light here. I think Cody's got a thing for transvestites. There's no dick in this movie, so you don't like any part of it.
God damn it,
I'm worried now.
Movie.
So I'm going to challenge Cody to something here. When we watch Halloween Evil Lives trailer, You have to tell me which would you rather watch again.
My God, if Michael Myers would whip his old fucking gray pubic-haired dick out in the sewer tunnel, yeah, I'm on board.
Nice.
All right. Q.
Where did he go?
Oh shit. He's running for the hills.
Hopefully he's not fucking prepping his
I'll be
penis
back.
to smash it against the fucking screen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I am using my penis right now, but it's not for nothing
Wouldn't be
like
the
that.
first time.
He's screaming. He's screaming.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Return to Sleepaway Camp. God awful piece of shit. Robert Hiltzik. You know what? You arrogant douchebag for shitting all over the sequels that many fans love.
All right, here's another question. Remember that box set one they had the Sleepaway Camp Survivor?
Sleepaway Camp Survival Kit, and they had the Survivor Part 4 of the footage.
Yeah,
but then
that was better. That was better than Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Okay, shall we rate this piece of shit?
Let's.
All right,
Unless you can
Cody,
think
we'll
of
start with
anything
you.
else. You know, at least we want to talk about the ending of it and how fucking god awful horrible it is. We don't get to see not only do we not get to see Alan get killed, his brother beats the shit out of him, or stepbrother, whatever it is, beats the shit out of him with a croquet mallet, which that was the most enjoyable point of the film for me.
And then he gets skinned alive.
Yeah, and then he gets skinned alive, and that was about the best. That was the best kill in the movie. The effects on that, it looked, although he wasn't dead yet, but it looked better. And then when they have fucking Sheriff Jerry come out, dropping off prosthetics and shit, makeup, and it's after having all this makeup on, it's Melissa Rose in full regular makeup. You know,
as one does.
She's looking good. Yeah, as one does. Thank you.
Poor Poe. Poe's over here in the background going like, motherfuckers, will you ever end on this movie?
I've never seen it, and I don't think I ever will.
But she's fucking laughing in the screen. Close up her laughing in the screen. Then she does it.
Hey, what was it? What was the name of the movie we did with the hook?
Blood Hook?
Blood Hook.
You mean that fucking...
That was better than Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah, this film did not give me musky madness by any means.
Of course not.
I
There wasn't a penis in it.
watch Troll 2 again before I watch Return to Sleepaway Camp.
I like Troll 2. But yeah,
All right,
Return to Sleepaway Camp. Robert Hiltzik, you're a fucking dick for doing what you did and fucking
You're
letting
a
all
dick
of
because
us...
you didn't put a dick in this film.
Angela's dick.
Yeah, we needed a dick in the Sleepaway Camp film. Except Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, because she got her dick cut off, and that made sense. If you would have said, oh, Angela got an operation, got her dick cut off. Well, there we go. There we go.
They didn't do that yet.
Oh.
They
Anyway,
did it.
what do you rate it?
Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, far superior films. You know what? This fucking movie... It was such a disappointment because I found out about it very early on when they first started filming it. So I waited 5 fucking years for this to come out. And when I finally happened to walk by the shelf at Walmart, I'm like, holy shit. And I had to do a double take and look back. I'm like, fuck, it's finally here. It's the fucking holy grail of fucking 80s horror films. It's finally arrived to us. And then I bought it. Then I took it home and watched it.
And didn't have a
Fuck
training.
you, Robert
You
Hill.
were disappointed.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Robert Hiltzik.
I am going to give this film, it's not even worth a PBR. This movie takes fucking 3 cases of Zima to get through.
Nice.
Fuck you, Robert Hiltzik. We love you, Felicity.
That makes sense because a lot of trannies drink Zima. So Okay. Father Mahoney, how do you rate it?
Oh God. Where do I begin? uh, I would rather have my dick caught in a blender
Oh.
than watch this movie again. So I'm gonna rate the PBR like factory, and I'm gonna probably need 3/4 of it.
Dear God.
So pretty much a vat at the factory of PBR.
Yes.
So you want to
All
die?
right.
Yes.
Rob drowns
Yes.
in a vat like in Beer Fest.
Yes. So because
Rob
at
drowns
least
in a vat of beer.
at least if I die, I can come back and fucking haunt everyone involved in that movie.
Except Alyssa. You can't hug.
Except for I can't. Well, I'd haunt her while she was undressing. That's about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rob's gonna be a shower ghost. Ooh.
Rob be like, well, fuck, she really did have a dick.
Does she really have one? Let's find out.
Rob would be like, son of a. Hey, Cody, guess what?
Poe, what do you
Well-
give our review of Return to Sleepaway Camp? How many PBRs?
No, though I guess the review's pretty spot on. It's gonna scare anybody away from this movie. Like if they're like, "Hey, oh, they made a return," and now if they watch this, they'll
Yeah.
be like,
Anyone on X or Rumble, just heed our warning.
Just,
"Yeah, don't."
oh, we lost Cody. Where's he at?
Oh, there it is.
Because he's got to hear my rating. All right, Cody,
That
you
being
back?
said, I just want to state, I saw Return to Sleepaway Camp before I saw Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 because I avoided them for years because I thought they were direct-to-video cheap-ass sequels because they had horrible poster art.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
but they're pretty decent.
I guess I got to give
I
my
love it.
rating,
Love
and
Oh, yeah?
I give Return 7.5 PBR.
Oh, damn.
What?
He liked the kills and stuff, though, dude.
How
Yeah.
do you like the fucking kid? Besides maybe the bunk bed kill. That's it. Everything else is just straight up trash.
What were the other kills? Like the shower scene. Okay, now I'm gonna work it down. I have a super sharp. I'm sorry. They watched Star Wars. It was a
Oh,
lightsaber.
come
It can
on,
just slice
man.
right through the ribs. You were even talking about that one. Then you were talking about the lame beehive kill.
all the special effects on that and how they fucking linger on his fucking skin boiling and shit. That is fucking awesome.
That's it.
No,
What else?
Mel getting the arrow through the neck. The old, was just kind of an old school trick, but it was a nice throwback. I liked
It
it.
was decent, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
got
but
anything
Mel
else?
was actually the first person that saw who the killer was. Because remember, he like beat down Ricky, and he's like, "It can't be you." So he sees Angela before Angela.
Yep.
So the shock value right there was good. Because now you know it's not Ricky because Angela's just about to kill him.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, hell.
All right.
But that being said, okay.
So, do you want to
Fair
watch
enough.
this trailer? Or
Yeah.
you want to watch Sleepaway Return to Sleepaway Camp?
Yeah, we gotta watch the trailer first, and then Cody, you're gonna be put on the spot.
Oh, my God.
Okay. We got to take a quick break.
All right, take a quick break. Yeah, I gotta go here in a minute anyway. It's getting late.
Yep.
That's so funny.
I knew this
How
one
you
would
like
turn
the
into an
kills, and
argument.
he just hated it. He just hated everything about it. Oh,
I think he's
teaser!
biased.
Is this
Uh,
it?
Yeah, it was like a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, I guess it's a
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, this should be it then. So Cody, tell me when Cody's back, because I can't see these small
I'm
screens.
still here.
All right,
I'm still here.
you gotta watch it, Cody.
He'll be
Okay, I'm back.
All
right.
Aaron. All right, let's
The world premiere.
now let's see what we're in store for when we do a roundtable to watch this thing. So, all right, hold on. Here we go. Is this someone's backyard?
Wish I had better news for you.
Ooh, from the visionary mind. From the visionary mind of some guy.
Tells he got a paintball gun.
He was found with a heart through his skull.
What? Who goes there? Wait, stay where you are. What? Who is that?
I think that's supposed to be his Loomis.
Oh,
I think that's oh no, that was Dr. Gloomis, not Loomis.
Oh no! Watch out! That toy knife looks brutal. Oh!
I'm waiting for the Sasquatch and Jason to jump out. And oh my gosh, that's worse than the Shatner mask.
Oh, there's that awesome font that he always uses. That awesome font. Freaking I don't know why.
All right, Cody.
I have a about fucking fonts. Use a cool
return
font.
to Sleepaway Camp or Halloween Evil Kills. Which one you watch next?
God, I'm just confused. I thought Robert Hiltzik had hung it up after Return to Sleepaway Camp, but
there's a lot of flashlights in that thing.
And was
flashlights are scary, man.
And was that one of them old freaking pump action paintball guns that guy was carrying when he had the flashlight on top of it? It's what it looked like.
Spoiler alert! You mentioned about the toy knife. Those are all props that he bought at Spirit of Halloween.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
It totally. I think all the money went to the mask because the mask actually looks pretty decent.
Except for the hair. Except for the hair.
Well,
it looked like buckwheat's hair instead.
You're just fucking jealous because you don't have any.
I'm gonna stab you, Otay.
No. What hair I got left looks better than that.
I'm gonna kill you now. Oh my god!
But when it's from the visionary mind of him.
It reminded me of that time when all the jackass guys shaved their pubes and glued them to their buddy's face.
Oh shit!
I think that might be what they done with that mask.
Here's the thing about that too. That is like from the last time I saw it, wasn't it over like a little over, like a smidge over $10,000, right?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's only like at $12,000 right now, or something like that.
It's at $12,000.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's pretty impressive, though. I see hobos out on the street every day panhandling, and I'm sure they're not making that money.
Cody, the thing is, he hit 10,000 back in 2020, and in 3 years since, he's raised $2,000.
Been a slow few years,
Oh my god! It doesn't take 3 years to make a fan film, dude. Look at that. I mean, what in the hell? Like, you can't see half the shit. I was like, who's that bald guy in a trench coat? Just because he's wearing a trench, it could. Is that Loomis? Who is that? Like, who is that? It doesn't even say the characters or anything.
No, if you're bored one day, look up the IMDb credits. There's not one girl listed that doesn't say like nurse or paramedic. There's no like leading lady name at all.
Well, how about Trader Joe at the very beginning of it takes his hat off?
I know. You're like, is that an Indian chief? Did this happen on Sacred Ground?
Did this take place on an Indian reservation or what?
But do you remember
that would be a nice spin on it, actually.
You remember that short film he was working on for a while too?
Yeah.
There's no mention of that anywhere on his IMDb.
That's because it was a super short film.
One? Yeah, that stupid one where he had Chucky strangling someone with Christmas lights.
But he's like, it's a Halloween movie, but it's a Chucky movie too, and I'm like, what?
This is so stupid. I mean, wouldn't you have something better? Like, I mean, you hardly saw any of it. It was all in the dark. You saw flashlights. I get it. It's like but you from a visionary mind, you didn't. First off, you didn't create the character. You're just doing a fan film about the character. So there's no visionary in that. There should not be a visionary mind in that. That's just I've had an idea to do something with this character. Visionary
Maybe from
mind.
the repetitive mind.
I remember when we were all on the other place, you guys had Tiffany Saggio as a guest at one point, and Tiffany had told you guys how like basically trash he is. So,
well, we heard all the stories. He was stalking the girls. He wouldn't leave them alone. He was threatening to take them to court. He threatened us numerous times on the. I almost fucked up, but he on the other shows that we had, he threatened us. Said you better stop talking about it, and it's like you can't really say that. Even with the guy with the Sawyer Massacre, he got mad and he was like, "You can't do that," and it's like, yes, we can. You put something out in the creative sphere, you're gonna get shit. You're gonna always have haters. You're gonna have people that talk shit about you, and then there's gonna people that enjoy what you do. But if you're gonna let it bother you, if I let half the shit that people talk about me, I'd be in a corner, curled up somewhere.
Well, you probably remember this story, Poe. But the point where I finally said enough's enough is when he put out a perk, what was called a virtual date.
Oh, and, yeah, I remember that. Yep.
And he basically you pay, and then you get to watch, like, you guys get to like watch a movie together in a like a Zoom room. And I said to him once, I was like, is this voluntary? Like, do they have? And he's like, no, I'm entering everybody's name. And I'm like, well, some of the girls, we have good looking actresses here. Like, what are you going to do to protect them for this? What do you mean? Oh, we're going to have like somebody watching to make sure that he behaves and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, then what? They already know the person's name now. What do you think they're going to do if they get obsessed? They're going to start stalking these girls for real.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I've talked to 3 of the actresses. I didn't say who they were. And I said, they don't want to be involved in this. And he basically he told me, he's like, well, they don't have a choice. And I was like, no, they do. Like, I said, I'm going to advise them to walk away from the project if they're not comfortable with this. And then that's when like the turmoil started happening with me and him. And that's when I started doing my videos back in my toxicity days. When I basically started calling him out, like you guys were calling him out. It's like, you can't just like put people's like fucking lives in jeopardy because you want to make a fucking fan film. Like fuck you.
Just for the record, I'd like to say I not only don't even really know who he is, I just don't care.
Yeah. Well, if he's watching right now, there you go. Fuck you.
I doubt he is. He's got his creative mind going. The whole thing is, it's funny that whole saga even happened. Like, it all started with Jimmy. And Jimmy has a huge heart. Jimmy Presley has a huge heart.
Yeah.
And I saw that he was posting like, this guy is doing this movie for his best friend that had died, and they were going to do it together. And
did you hear the rumor? Did you hear the rumor about that too?
Oh, I already looked it up. I believe he had a drug overdose.
Yeah, and he before the drug overdose, though, Michael was making moves on his girlfriend.
Jesus.
So apparently, the family knew nothing about the video, about the movie being made for their son, and they had nothing to do with Michael.
Wow. See, it's a whole spiderweb of bullshit. I'm just waiting for this film to come out so I can do a review on it, and I've been waiting, and I'm very patient. So we're gonna see if it's like flashlights everywhere. Then I'm gonna be like, this is terrible. So let's see what they got. See what they got.
Yes, prove us wrong, right?
Like another Blair Witch.
The Blair Witch was actually had black and white, so you could see at night.
Like you said on that show when you guys were reviewing indie films, prove us wrong. That's what you kept saying, right?
Oh, I said it. That was when I was pissed off. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like people have the potential to make. We've seen really good independent films. We have.
Yeah, we have.
Like Never Hike Alone, masterpiece. But these guys that come out and just like, oh, I'm going to throw up a camera and I'm going to flashlights and I'm going to call it a visionary. Like that's not fucking movie making. It's fuck you. I can't say that word enough.
13th, Night of the Beast, masterpiece. Tune in. Well, soon. We're going to do it soon.
Yeah,
Backwoods commentary.
There you go.
Yeah.
Commentary from the Backwoods.
I got to calm down now because I'll do another
Commentary
video.
plus Backwoods. Backwoods plus commentary.
I'll go back to Toxic Rob if I keep talking about him.
Don't do it.
Well, you save Toxic Rob for the Toxic Avenger remake, and we'll do a show on that.
Oh my
All
god!
right, cool.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh shoot!
Dinklage versus Roblage.
Oh shit! No. Did we ever get Travis? Oh yeah, you said 7.5, right? To return. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. He did.
Yep.
And this will be the last show with him on it. So no.
Next week it's gonna be Rob and Cody now. No. I'll have to do my best.
I am
my
very
best
much
accent.
looking forward to our next show, the finale of our summer camp series, Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, two of my favorite slasher films of all time. And I think it'll be a good time. I hope Trav rewatches them about 50 times since then, or at least gets on a bunch of uppers or some shit before it. And reads the book examining Sleepaway Camp, which is fucking awesome, which I know he probably hasn't read yet either.
I've read part of it.
And I hope it's going to be a really good show. I think it will.
I think
so.
Everybody, if I'm around, I'll jump on that too.
Cool.
So
that's good because Sleepaway Camp series needs. Well, that's good, Rob. If you can get on here, because Sleepaway Camp series needs all the help it can get. So I mean,
we can get on this thing.
Cody, me and you are gonna have to hunt some Travis.
All right, look, and now that I know, then I'll watch those and I'll be a part of it instead of just hiding out in the back.
Right.
That'll work.
Yeah, I'll watch the damn thing.
Absolutely love them. They are the best of late 80s comedy horror.
Cool. Should we do plugs before we pull the plug on this thing?
Sure.
Well, you just did yours. So, Rob, what do you got going?
Rob, what do you got?
So I'm still working on my special guest. I did talk to her today. I can't mention names yet because it's not official.
Okay.
All I'll say is that she's had a 40-plus year career in acting, and she has a small staple in the horror community in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. So, with that said, I'm not sure the exact date on it yet, so I'm gonna try to plan something small this week. Maybe not like a full Father Mahoney show, maybe like something like 30, 45 minutes, so I can just put something out there and then keep working on my guests. So as far as everything else, you can check me out on Rumble. You can check me out on YouTube. My YouTube numbers have been really good. I will say that. That episode, not the last one, the one before, has 80-something views, which I haven't hit 80 in a couple years. So. For a live video anyways. Also check all our stuff on X, and I still want to say Twitter, but and that's about it. I still put out little Mahoney minutes. I just posted one on my 1-minute review of The Nun 2, so that I just posted that this morning. So check that out, and that's pretty much all I got right now.
Cool deal.
Cool.
Okay. Well, if none of you guys have anything else, I just got to say keep your wieners tucked, and don't hang out at the waterfront after the socials.
And with that, we'll say good night.
Good night.
Amazing!